All right, Mike.
Well, welcome to the 2022 Indiana State Seniors Match Play. And we are here at Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis, down to the 16. And the bowlers are now doing their practice, and their only practice before and during the finals today. And Chad is with me here today.
Yep, nice to be here. Kind of a last-minute live stream. Usually, we're at Hindel Bowl here in Indianapolis. Last year, we didn't live stream this event because we were told the internet wasn't very good. Well, they came to us and said, hey, try to live stream. So any of you that are watching on YouTube right now, please comment, see what let us know how the stream looks. The center wasn't sure how fast it would be. We think it's going to be fast enough. So, this is a nice surprise. We were just going to record it and put it on YouTube, over the next week or so. And
well, you and Scott have been working quite hard this off season and upgrading equipment and knowledge. And boy, it's off to a great start here. And thank you to both of you for doing the upgrades and making bowling even better here in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, I feel new at this again. We had the same switching equipment and live stream equipment for the last 7 years, and now we have a drastic upgrade in our equipment. We've only had it a couple weeks, so this is really the first time we've used it.
And not only that, you apparently have scared Scott half to death because now he's out here bowling in the Senior Masters, and actually is Scott Gilmore is our #1 qualifier here going into match play. So, wow, great start for Scott, and you got to do a lot of work, but I know he was working this morning too, getting things ready. But it's a great start for the season.
Yeah, you see him. The bowlers are in practice right now, like we said, and you see him right now on lane 4. So we have 3 cameras set up. It'll be from 3 through 6, 7 through 10, 11 through 14. We'll switch kind of through the matches as we go on this morning. And hopefully by about 1 o'clock or so, we'll have a champion.
Yeah, it's a very demanding condition out there today and yesterday, actually. So Scott Gilmore is the qualifying leader at a plus 91 for 4 games. Very solid, very solid. He had a tough last game, but shooting 166. But bowled very well before that, and 16th place took a plus 22 for 4 games. So very demanding condition out there, and now we're into match play. So you get to go out there head-to-head matches to start with. Scott Gilmore is starting against Joe Moulton in the first match down here. So it's usually the leader versus the 16th place, so 1 and 16 and so on forth down the line.
Yeah, and another thing, you mentioned demanding lane condition. We have a demanding surface too. So it's wooden lanes, but a Guardian overlay. If you don't know what a Guardian overlay is, it's basically a sticky film that's put over the lane.
To protect the wood,
Make it last longer. But it's super high friction, more high friction than any synthetic lane out there. And I have experience because the center I used to work at had it. And the ball, you can put out as much oil as you want, but the ball wants to roll right at your feet.
Well, in the 80s and early 90s, I mean, this was it. I mean, that was what we did. And, and then synthetics came in and have really dominated that surface. So the surface of synthetics would make the ball really slide through the front part without any effort. And like Chad said, this creates a little more friction. It's going to grab a little quicker. So you got to find the right equipment to get it through the front and the right ball speed to do that. So the ball's in good position in the back end to not only hit the pocket, but to carry.
Yeah, like somebody in the industry told me way back when the center I had was working out had it. It's literally like laying your ball down on sandpaper. Especially when the surface gets old. And so getting ready to come out of practice.
And the wood here looks in pretty good shape
it
too.
Does.
So
it looks really good.
So the surface is pretty good for the wood, and that. And Jerry Hindel, the proprietor here, has done a wonderful job through the years. A great person. Not only his father was in the Hall of Fame, Bowling Proprietors Hall of Fame in the 70s, and Jerry has been one of the best proprietors in the state here for quite some time, and so he's our host here today.
Yeah, this center's really clean, and that's key for this surface because you don't want rocks making their way to the lane surface and puncturing holes in the surface and things like that. So it looks like they're about ready to go. Let's go through the matchups. Down on lanes 3 and 4, we have the number 1 seed Scott Gilmore against number 16 seed Joe Moulton. On 7 and 8, we have Dexter. They said Herod, right?
Dexter Herod, yeah.
He's 8 seed. 9 seed is Jeff Thomas. On 9 and 10, we have a local guy from our area, Mike Mann, against the 13th seed John Riffle. 5 and 6, we have Mark Eli against number 12 Michelle Irwin. That's the 5-12 matchup. 11 and 12 is the 2nd seed Carl Longfeller against the 15th seed Gary Moore. 15 and 16, Ron Hurd against Bob Kramer. That's the 7-10 matchup. Lanes 13 and 14, the number 3 seed John Bowerly Jr. against Danny Clark. That'll be a pretty good match. Both great bowlers. And then on 17 and 18, the number 6 seed Jeff Snuffer against Chris Toyas. That's a 6-11 matchup. So we'll start off on this first pair.
Yeah,
we'll switch about every 2 or 3 frames.
Yeah, we'll see. Spares are going to be somewhat difficult, but they're going to be very important today. So you want to work really hard on getting your spares. And our tournament leader and fellow, I guess, television person here, Scott Gilmore, started out with a perfect strike in the first frame.
Yeah, he's going to have a tough time against Joe, possibly. Joe's a pretty good bowler. As you know, you want to win this first match. You don't want to have to go through that loser's bracket.
Yeah,
as you know.
You're going to bowl the entire time. Yeah, you're not going to be a break today if you lose that first match. And this is the practice we witnessed earlier is the only practice they'll have today. So when they start their next game or their next match, they will start going for score the first frame.
If there is a tie, there is a 9th and 10th frame roll-off, Jeff said. Also, this is the 2nd year of this event. I like to brag on us a little bit because I think we were at the regular Masters a few years ago. This might have been pre-COVID, and we brought up the senior Masters idea, and people went crazy, and we said, hey, you contact Brian Nutting and Jeff Circle, and it kind of grew legs, and here we are.
Yeah, we're fortunate here in Indiana to have when you come up with a good idea, or anybody comes up with a good idea, we have people who can make that happen and see the value of it. And
right.
116 entries yesterday in qualifying.
And that's up. So,
yeah, so very good.
Yeah.
Scott Gilmore with another good shot right out of the get-go. The double, starting with the double. Looks very comfortable. So you didn't work him too hard this morning?
Well, we were both up before 5 o'clock this morning.
I can't say I did that. So
I was up at 4:15, and I have about a 20-minute drive to his house, and then we left from there. So he got about 30 minutes more sleep than me, but he drove, so it evens out.
So you get to sleep on the way home? Is that it?
I won't sleep in the car. I'm good. I'll make sure I went to bed early last night. Also, one thing that was just announced at our state jamboree just a couple weeks ago. New state sponsor, the Brands of Brunswick.
Oh, very good.
Columbia, Track, Brunswick, Radical, Ebonite, they're all sponsoring the state tournaments this year. Look for more things to come about as the year progresses. This is something that came pretty sudden, and we're really happy to have them involved in the tournament, all the tournaments this year.
Well, the people of Brunswick are obviously been a solid group for many decades in our industry, if not a century. So, they just continue to do things that market our sport and game, and we're just thrilled to have them with us.
Yeah, you want to thank Brian Graham and Mike Dole for the help in getting this done for us and for the state. And I think it's going to be a pretty good partnership.
Well, the man at the top, Corey Dykstra, he's the guy that does things worldwide, and he's a great leader for them and continues to look for forward thinking and promotes the lower parts of our industry, and lower as in the grassroots part, and that's what we're doing here, so it's great.
Let's go ahead and switch to another pair. Trying to find my buttons. It's all new. So we have 11 through 14 up right now. And on this pair we have 11 and 12, Carl Longfeller against Gary Moore. 13 and 14 is the John Bowerly Jr. Danny Clark match.
There's a couple of bowlers out there with some strings, so they've used their practice wisely, and it's definitely going to be a challenge when they make those moves, because no practice, that makes it really difficult.
Oh, Scott, y'all didn't see it, but Scott just flushed pocket for solid 9.
Solid 9 on the front 3.
I don't know who the A and B bowlers are. So that's Danny Clark on 13, and he's B, it looks like.
We have to get some binoculars or something so we can see down there.
Yeah, this is the older scoring, and
because we're probably about 5-6 lanes from that one down there.
I think what's nice about the center, it almost gives you the retro feel because the wood lanes, older scoring, wood approaches. I don't even remember how to bowl on that.
But yeah, the wood approaches were always, if you could have ever had the combination, that was what you'd like to have, the wood approaches, which you just do not see anymore. It's so much more of a consistent slide.
Yeah, you don't always have to be afraid of, are you going to stick her?
Yeah, I mean, the synthetics just with humidity in that, it doesn't take much of a change to really throw it off.
Well, especially if the center you're in has 2 air conditioning units and one's isn't as good as the other. So if you're moving through a center in a tournament, you're possibly going to stick once you get down to the.
That's why the development of the shoes and how much more you can dial in. You have to worry about dialing in your shoes as much as you do the where you're going to play on the lanes with the equipment.
That's right. Last year, this tournament was dominated by left-handers, and looks like it's a pretty even amount.
It's pretty close to 50-50. I didn't exactly, but I would say so. It's pretty close.
Ooh, tough miss.
Yeah, you don't want to let those get away from you.
No. Ooh, almost a big 4 conversion right here in front of us. He
slid it right in the 6, right between the 4 and the 7. John Bowerly throwing a great shot down there. Perfect 10 in the pit. Nice and smooth. John's always one of the most smoothest bowlers there is. Gets the ball down the lane and plenty of power to hit it on the back end.
Yeah, and he was on tour for a while.
Need to check his birth certificate. I'm not sure he's 50 or not. Come on.
I thought he was like my age, and I'm 2 years away. But that's a compliment to John.
Yeah, no. You were seeing strikes, but boy, there's still some opens out there.
And for us, this is the first time I've seen anybody bowl on this because we weren't here yesterday during qualifying. Danny picks up the spare.
Yep, 6-10.
And Danny's bowling on senior tour. He's getting some stops in. Saw him in Anderson back in August. I think he made match play, actually.
Oh. Looks like he's clean. Danny Clark clean down there so far. John Bowery, his opponent, is clean with a double. Working. Nice shot there, yeah.
Let's go down to the other pairs here. Now we're here on 7 through 10.
Dexter Herod.
Dexter Herod and Jeff Thomas on 7 and 8, and 9 and 10, Mike Mann and John Riffle.
And this is Dexter Herod shooting the 2.45. Dexter bowled a little bit on the tour in the early days, yeah. Great conversion, perfect.
7 and 8's our championship match.
That'll be a few hours from now.
This will go pretty quick.
Yeah, especially with no practice. I mean, you're just going.
Yeah, I looked last year and the videos we posted because we recorded last year, and they were 15 to 20 minutes around. So
Mike Mann with a tough shot. Looks like a little less of the speed. Boy, that ball broke loose on the back end, leaving the 2.47. He got a break because the 10 went out late.
Yeah, we bowled his team a couple weeks ago, and they beat us by 200 pins the last game, and we did not bowl bad. Our team did not.
Yeah, Mike is a good player for sure. He's got one of the top young bowlers around, his son.
Jeff Mann.
Yeah, one of the toppest young bowlers. Or I guess it's still collegiate, correct? Is he still collegiate?
No, he's done, I believe.
Done?
And now he's bowling a lot of regional events.
Yeah, he's a great player.
And,
good kid. Good kid,
he's
too.
Cashing. I think, did he finish second in a tournament not too long ago? It might have been the one that Zach Weidman won at Pinheads. I think it was.
Mike Mann makes that 2.47 spare.
Right up on lane 9.
Good shot. Leaves the 7.
He just has such a soft release, and the tilt's just perfect.
Oh, great shot. No, didn't get paid for the reward on that great shot, though. Leaves that 10 pin.
Oh.
Gets a good kick out of that. Good spare, Mike Mann. Mike Mann's match is about even.
Yeah, just off of the left of your screen, Michelle Irwin just about picked up the, I guess that was right here on lane 5. Yeah, just off the left of your screen. About picked up the big church. Great church.
She's made some good shots on the left lane there.
So one thing I heard, there was a little bit of a hang out there for the right-handers.
You can kind of see that playing out a little bit here. You know, if it was like last year, there was a lot of, they started moving deeper and deeper, and then, you know, kind of got the look that they were looking for once they got there. But you had to find, it's almost like an angle. You got to be in deep, but you kind of threw a straight angle to get it to a certain spot on the back end. You couldn't play it on the front end. You had to play it on the back end.
Right. Always a nerve-wracking spare. You don't want to miss the head pin twice.
Yeah, you'd like to make a move so you can see where it's going to hit, but then again, you don't want to miss it. So Dexter makes a good head pin conversion.
Of course, I want to thank all of our other sponsors, Big Four Socks, Dave Slavin and his business, for once again sponsoring the tournaments. Pinheads and Fishers. Of course, Savage Bowling TV here. We're happy to be at it for another season of live streaming. So we'll be at your place in 2 weeks for the last day of the Indiana Scratch Classic. That's always a good tournament. A lot of good players come out for that. And then we're off for the holidays and don't come back until February 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Masters. It's 1 week later. Week after that, it's high school, state finals. And then we have a couple in March. So we're going to be busy again. We'll have something April, May, be in Louisville in June, I believe. So
it's a lot of live streaming.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's not quite the gauntlet that we had last year where it was like four weeks in a row, then we were off week, and then we did a 5th week. Like, we weren't tired, but keeps us busy.
You knew where you were going to be on the weekends, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, I don't mind during the winter. What else you going to do? Go out and watch some bowling and cover it.
Oh,
nice shot.
Sharon with that, yeah. Takes out the 1, 2, 4 right from backwards, actually.
Yeah.
Got that great pin action coming back.
Looks like Scott's match is pretty much in
for
hand.
a double. Yeah, Scott Gilmore doing well, making his spares. I thought I might have said that prematurely, but picks up the 3-9.
As we go on today, we'll move some cameras around and try to get as many matches as we can. Obviously, we can't see what's going on 15 through 18. Oh. Looks like Michelle's
183. Yeah, 183.
Well, it's not over yet.
No, it's not over.
It's not over yet.
Over.
Look down at the mic, man. That's pretty close. Roll.
Yeah.
You got it.
Mark Eli is going to be coming up here on lane 6, needing a mark in a 10th and good count to win his first match against Michelle Irwin.
Michelle's one of those bowlers that's always in it in the queens.
Yeah, she throws it great. Does a great job.
Oh, no.
Oh, my. Mark Eli with a blowout 7-10.
And that's just off to the left of your screen.
Lane 6.
Right to the left of the banner.
Needs a spare.
And he's got to pick it up.
Yeah, got to pick it up. Yeah. Ball just coming in a little late. Just didn't have enough drive out there, but...
well, he's gonna be
she's
moving to the loser's bracket. I don't have a pen to write the scores down. pencil over
We
there.
have all the, electrical things.
We
and
have
all those
all the tech stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to grab a pencil. I probably shouldn't take it from the bowlers area. I'll go find one.
So that's a tough match for Mark Eli to lose, but Michelle Irwin, we got that first ball strike in a 10th that set it up for her first victory today. Scott Gilmore leaving a blowout. 10 off to your left there on lane 4, but he's going to spare that. We'll give him 222 against Joe Moulton, who Joe shot a 156 start, but did double in the 10th, so looks like he's starting to find something a little bit there.
All right, so Michelle Irwin.
Michelle shoots that 183.
She wins that one. We have a bracket in front of us.
Yes, we do.
I'm sure we want to.
Scott Gilmore with 222 for a victory. He'll move on in the winner's bracket.
He will bowl either Dexter Herod or Jeff Thomas.
It's going to be Jeff Thomas.
Yep, it looks like it.
Well, Jeff's opened in the 9th, and now he's got a baby split in the 10th here on lane 7. Chops that off. 191, that's enough. Dexter Herod has 190 left if he gets 3 strikes in the 10th, so Jeff Thomas is going to win the first one.
Gilmore and Jeff Thomas. And over here,
looks like John Riffle's going to defeat Mike Mann.
Yeah.
Mike Mann ran into a lot of trouble on that right lane.
He did.
Back-to-back washouts there, and
hard to I can't see down at the other end.
Dexter Herod, great shot in the first ball in the 10th, and that's what you want to do now. The match is over, but
Yeah.
You got time to try something new, try something different. And he was having a lot of trouble in the right lane. Dexter Herod with the not getting it up there. He left that head pin. He left the 245 2-pin. So that was a good adjustment there.
Well, it looks like Danny Clark might have won that game. 201 158 or 59.
158. Yeah.
Had to move the logo over. See, the Hammer logo's in the way now.
Hammer appreciates that though.
There, that's good. So if I'm right on that, Danny Clark is the winner. I believe he was the B-bowler.
I think you're correct, yeah. Yeah, John ran into some trouble there. Had a single pin miss, but looks like he may even have a gutter up there earlier as well.
Looks like that concludes the first round. We'll hang out here as the bowlers move to their next pairs. We'll try to find out who won these matches. I'll probably just wait on Jeff to tell us.
Jeff, if there's one person in this building, Jeff Circle will know. Jeff Circle, the tournament director, and I guess tournament promoter, you name it.
Yeah.
Jeff wears all those hats, so does a tremendous job, and for the state and all the bowlers, all of us really. I mean, does a great job.
He's got all this down to a science.
Yeah, does a great job. And has got through the years, has built these tournaments and really turned it into a great thing that the state of Indiana has for its bowlers.
Looks like Scott's going to move over to 5 and 6. This does not tell us the lane assignments. Yeah, it does. 5 and 6. There's... Looks like that's the round for losers.
We're going to have to change the name of that, losers. It doesn't sound right.
Elimination bracket.
Well, there you go, elimination. I knew there was a better name for that, right? And actually, here we are. We're going to start in the second round here. And so there are going to be is it four bowlers that go home, right?
Yeah, that's right.
4 bowlers that go home after this round, and they're going to start. All of the matches start with no practice, so very demanding format, very demanding conditions, and because you're going to another new pair that, depending on who bowled in front of you, what it's going to look like. So, quite the challenge, quite the challenge. And it's the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters Tournament, second one. And we are here at Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis on the low end of the house. Thanks to Jerry Hindel, proprietor here.
Been a great host, him and Mark Hunt.
Mark Hunt, yeah.
Allowing us to be here before 7 a.m.
They've been a pair for a long time. They've done a great job here, yeah.
Once everybody's there, you can begin your matches.
And that was Jeff Circle you heard in the background, giving the instructions.
Don't sound like he was talking on a CB.
Well, we've all been around a long time. You haven't been, but I've been around a little longer, and Jeff has. He probably would remember that might be a CB. I don't know.
Well, I remember my dad having one in his truck.
When I traveled the tour, we had those for a while until they got the bag phones, and that was eliminated that.
Things were about a foot tall.
Yeah.
So lefty against lefty on 5 and 6. You're watching lanes 13 and 14 currently.
Jeff Thomas starting with a crossover on lane 5 for a strike. And he is bowling Scott Gilmore.
Mm-hmm. Danny Clark looks like he's on 15 and 16, right off to the right of your screen.
Yeah, these are tough games if you've already lost one. So when you're on the edge, it makes it difficult.
You tend to squeeze the ball a little more.
Yeah, especially going to a new pair that with no practice.
John got out of potential bad split there.
Spare, John Bowery.
Just trying to see which microphone I was. I never looked to see if I was 2 or 1. I didn't want to turn down the wrong
Turn
one.
me off.
Yeah. Be right back.
Lane 12. Nice direct shot. Perfect 10 in the pit. That's what you're looking for. Lane 14 going from deeper angle, but a good move. Not a good break. Leaving
Wobble
just
7.
Yeah, Wally 7. It's a good angle. Very good angle. That's what we saw last year from the right-handers, that deeper angle, but not a real looping one. It was just more of on a straight line from inside to outside, playing that back end.
Well, Jeff's keeping up on Scott.
Yeah, Jeff Thomas with first 3. Scott Gilmore's got a double going into the third frame. Michelle Irwin starting with the 3 in a row.
So he looked like he got a little bit fast, Scott did.
Yep, broke down the 3-7, just leaving a 7 only. Here's John Bowerly, a perfect look at John Bowerly on lane 12. And he's taking a different angle of attack, straight up him. Boy, did you catch that back in at the wrong time? Man, it just takes off.
Yeah, see,
3-6-10.
on that left lane, it looks like his laydown point was farther in. But he got it that same spot, but then it was almost a 2-8-10.
And there you just saw on lane 13, you saw a different angle from the right side, and that would end deep.
Yeah.
And that one, he got it in a little close, a little tighter from where he did the first time, and left out the wall shaker 7. But this time doesn't hold up and leaves a 4-6. John will take that spare.
Let's move back over to
Scott Gilmore on lane number 5, working on a spare, 4th frame.
it's getting it out just a little bit too far, and there's that hang that we're seeing now on both sides. Really,
379. He almost left it on the last frame, but broke it down. Mark Eli gonna cook it across, and ooh,
gosh.
Mark has a real soft speed, so those are tough sometimes, and
Yeah,
they'll really break loose on you.
Your miss room is not quite as much
Yeah.
when you're trying to hook it like that.
Scott fills 2. He's gonna fall 20 around 20 behind. Mark Eli on lane 3.
Oh, a little bit.
Comes back with a good wall shot. Jeff Thomas, lane 6, working on 3 in a row.
Target.
Yeah, breaking high. It's a 2-7. Just want to make the ball fit between them. Off to the right of your screen, you'll see the 2-4-5 there. It was Michelle Irwin who was on the first 3. That's her 4th frame. Getting ready to shoot the spare. Mike Mann, lane 4. Whoa, gets that one wide. Leaves a 1-3-6. Mike's clean through 2. Jeff Thomas with the spare. Chops it. Well, I thought he had a good angle at that one. Thought it was they're going to deflect like you want it to, but did not. So after 4 frames, Jeff's going to hold an 11-pin lead over Scott Gilmore.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to open after your opponent's opened.
No, it's when you have an opportunity to take an extra 10 or 15 to it, you need to take that shot at it.
And that baby split on this condition is not easy either.
No, because it's going to start breaking earlier than you want it to, and that's what happened
That's
to
a
Jeff
better
there.
shot.
Good shot.
And see, I think Jeff really has
He's got
a little bit more
good
of
ball speed.
Yeah, a little bit more of an advantage because he's playing straighter. He's keeping everything in front of him.
But no matter how you do it, it's very important at the point of release that you don't hit it. Because if you hit it, it's going to jump even more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mike Mann with a beautiful shot, leaving a solid 8.
And is that what we're seeing in bowling nowadays where you're back in your day, you really wanted to catch it with your
What do
fingers.
you mean
now
by that, my day?
Well, when you were on tour and everything, but you didn't really want to catch it.
No, it was more about projection. It was more about getting the ball down the lane and trying to get it in a position so the back end could make it carry. So if you look at Earl Anthony, that was all about, everybody say, oh, Earl doesn't hook it, he does it. But you look at what his ball did the last 10 feet. And
that's all it's about.
He just wanted to be in play for that ball to make that hit. And he had plenty of power,
And the newer equipment nowadays, you don't really have to hit
No,
it.
it's there for you. You just, anything extra is too much.
Yeah.
Because you'll leave those, it's like the 9, as a left-hander, you'd solid 9s, oh, it's a killer. Right here, solid 8. Now you're leaving just the opposites because the balls are driving so hard through the pins. Because the pins haven't changed,
Trip to 710. Well, a perfect example is Pete Weber. When he comes through his release, you see his hand open up because he's trying
to feather it down there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he doesn't want to get any earlier roll than he needs. Mark Eli on lane 4 with a good shot. And Scott Gilmore just threw a double, so he's cut into that 11-pin lead.
He tripped to 710 on that.
But now Jeff Thomas is working on a strike here on lane 6, so he can build that back. That's left. Oh, my.
Wow.
It's the 5 count washout. That's a tough one. It was just left, and with that ball speed, it's not going to have a chance to recover. So,
Well, it's not on a spare, so it's on a strike, though. I didn't see it. Did not pay attention if it fell or not.
Yeah, the question Jeff Thomas just had was the 6 pin is no longer standing down there, and nobody saw it fall, but nobody didn't see it hit the machine either. So.
Yeah, after I saw him throw that shot, I just kind of looked at other pairs, and he picks up. He was going to get all of them.
That would have made it. That would have made it. Yeah. Yeah, good spare. Good spare. Takes the inside angle, lets the ball deflect a little bit, and the ball's got to take out that 4-7. Michelle Irwin on lane 8 off to your right. You'll see the ball, and what a beautiful flush shot that was. Michelle's going to hold a 10-pin lead. Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle is up by 19 pins. Jeff Thomas comes back out of the overcorrection and get one a little wide and just kind of starts it a little too soon at the pocket, leaving a 4-7. Mike Mann coming off that solid 8, which he missed.
Oh, big 4 for Michelle.
Here's a shot on lane 4 by Mike Mann. 2-4-7. I'll tell you, that shows you how difficult they are. I mean, if the ball starts too early, you're going to go right through the nose.
And it looks like he's fishing with balls too, just trying to find something that's him a good read.
He's down 20 pins in his match, Mike Mann.
I did see the lane condition. It's 44 feet, 27 mils on the. I think it was around 27 on the volume. Which at this surface you need all that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next. 7 through 12 here. 7 and 8, that's John Riffle and Michelle Irwin. And 9 and 10 is Dexter Herod and Joe Moulton. These are both losers matches. Well, no, this 9 and 10 is a losers match, or elimination match.
Elimination match, yes. Joe Moulton and Dexter Herod are in a very close match through 5.
I got to handle some spam
looks
in our
about
chat.
looks about 9 pins difference. That seems like that's an issue every now and then.
Yeah. It's our fans.
Scott Gilmore off to your left, shooting a 7-pin. Got it. And Jeff Thomas and Scott Gilmore match is dead even through 7. Both working on a spare. Dexter Herod goes high, trips a 4 on lane 10, leaving only the 10. Had every chance to strike. Lane 8.
Those of you on the YouTube and you're in the chat, sorry about that spam. We get that every now and then.
John Bowerly shooting a very difficult spare on lane 11. Breaks too high. Chops the double wood out of it. Matches are starting to get down to the wire here. We're on the back half of the second game today.
Yes, they are.
4 bowlers will be eliminated after this match.
Oh, nice shot by Michelle.
Michelle Irwin, great shot. Trips that 4-pin out. She's in a tough match here as well. Michelle has an 8-pin lead. Both her and her opponent have strikes up. Michelle Irwin on lane 7 for a double. Big shot.
Oh, another
beautiful
swisher.
shot. You don't get breaks like that unless you're smooth,
Yeah.
relaxed, and you're letting the ball do all the work. Great shot by Michelle. She now has put the pressure on her opponent, John Riffle.
Tends to give you confidence when you know you can carry that.
Yeah, and John Riffle had a carry crossover and tripped the 6 last frame.
Still a pretty close match between Scott and Mr. Thomas.
Lane 8, Joe Riffle for a double to stay in the match. It's wide.
Oh,
2-4-5. That was the 9th frame for John.
pretty low scoring match now, 9 and 10 so far.
Yeah,
Nobody
just
wants to
watching
run away.
now. The balls, they can just tell they're light, high, just trying to find a way to make something they can pick up and throw a double here. Yeah, whoever between John Ballard, they can get some strikes going here in the last 2 frames. Joe Moulton, good shot
Nice
there
shot.
on lane 9. No doubt on that one. Tenth frame. This first one's a big shot for John Riffle. Lane 7. Breaks high, leaving the 3-6. Dexter Harrod coming in a little light, leaving just a 4. He's in a tough one too there. John Riffle to spare on lane 7 in his match, 10th frame, shooting in the 190s. His opponent, Michelle Irwin, is shooting in the 2 teens. Going into the 10th frame. Dexter Harrod completes that 4-pin. Holding a 2-pin lead, Dexter Harrod. Scott Gilmore, Jeff Thomas, both going into the 10th frame. Scott Gilmore leading by 2. And Scott Gilmore gets the first ball in the 10th. They are in a tough match there.
Yeah, nobody saw. He was up on lane 6 and almost left the pocket 7-10. The 7 got kicked out late.
Michelle Irwin with a solid 10. Beautiful shot, but that's going to be enough for her match. She's going to stay in the winner's bracket. This is here where you've already wrapped the match up. You still want to make that spare and still give you another shot in case you want to try another ball, try another angle. You know, this is the time where you do that. You don't want to give that away. And she's right on it.
Well, especially you know they're changing. You just want to see what you might maybe switch to later on, or maybe switch to it now.
Yeah, you just continue to add information to your repertoire there. You know, you don't want to give anything up.
Yeah.
Scott Gilmore with a beautiful shot. Second ball in the 10th, double. So he's expanded his 2-pin lead.
Looks like Mike Mann's going to be eliminated.
Yeah, Mark Eli's got a string going there as well. Michelle, good game. She's going to shoot 212. Defeats John Riffle with a 193. Scott Gilmore finishes with 3 strikes in a row, shooting 212.
Scott moved a little bit left, tighten up his line.
He's forced Jeff Thomas to throw a double.
Oh,
Joe Moulton, good shot. Joe Moulton on a strike there, leaving the blowout 7. He's in a real tight match down there with Dexter Harrod.
looks like Scott's going to move on.
Yeah, Jeff Thomas goes high, leaving the 4-7.
It was a hard-fought match.
Yeah. Both bowlers making good shots. Joe Moulton with the spare. He's going to go down. Dexter Harrod and Joe Moulton. We're going in the 10th frame with 1 pin difference, both shooting spares.
Yeah, we'll keep it right here. This looks like 11 through 14 is finishing up. Scott's getting out of microphone.
Oh my gosh.
Is he having withdrawals?
This is where I say, you need to focus on the bowling game part.
Well, he only set out 2 headsets, so I was thinking maybe he was
That was a good theory.
having plans of just going all the way.
He's plugging in.
Yeah, put it at number 1. Did you hear the click?
I heard a click. He's in. Then he left.
Oh,
Sure, he plugs in and leaves. What is
yeah.
that?
I thought he was going to talk to us.
Yeah. Jeff Thomas finishes up, takes advantage of that, having 1 shot left to make an adjustment and try something a little bit different, even though he's out of the match, shooting 198.
And I guess who
Gilmore.
was on lane 11, John Bowerly Jr. gets beat if he was the right
Yeah,
bowler.
he was. Yeah. By Chris
Oh,
Toyles.
wait a minute. 11 and 12. Is that?
Yeah, that was 11 and 12. Yep,
Well, the B bowler had 140 something.
that was John.
Was it John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, John.
I wasn't sure
John
if these
just-
lane assignments are correct.
No, John just wasn't able to get lined up there at all. I mean, the ball was just, as well as where we've all had it before. You get it out a little bit,
Yeah.
it wiggles and hangs, and you try to square up, and the back end just takes you right through the face.
Yeah,
It
you just have nothing.
You can't find anything. Yeah.
Oh, this one's going to go down to.
Yeah, Joe Moulton shooting 170.
I think he spares strikes. We have a tie.
Tie, yeah. Dexter Harrod
We'll
needs a
keep
spare.
it right here.
Needs a spare. Yep. And then he's got to fill it with a strike. On it with a spare.
Got to throw a good shot here.
Yep. This strike for tie. If you anything less than a strike, and Dexter Harrod is eliminated.
So the winners of this round get buys. Looks like. There's a shot. Or the tie.
Oh,
we're
great
going to
shot by
9th and
Dexter
10th frame
Harrod.
roll off.
9th and
And
10th.
Jeff's on it.
Jeff Circle. He
Here
is
he
right
comes.
on it. He knew he had a break. That's why he came back. He's focused.
Well, you got your buy, and you get to join us for this next round.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a tough match you just
Yeah.
pulled.
Yeah, when you can't worry about who you bowl. You're gonna, if you're gonna win this thing, you got to beat everybody. But I see Jeff come down, and Jeff's a savvy veteran, who's been through a lot of matches, and left side, looks to be pretty good. It's holding up quite well, and I knew it was going to be a challenge, and he was going to keep the ball in play. He made a couple of really tough spares. You want to win it by bowling better, right? Striking more, but you're also at a point where it's like, okay, I'd like to have a little bit of an opening so I can breathe a little bit more. But he made 2 really tough spares, and
Did you see him getting tighter? Because I saw you square it up a little bit more in that 10th frame.
yeah, I moved left. I threw the double, which was big to get me back in it, because he starts out front 3.
Yeah.
And it just kept pushing a little bit, and I kept leaving flat 7s.
And almost a pocket 7-10, at least one.
Yeah, I got lucky to break that up, and I just moved a little left, and I kept trying to tell myself, just slow down a little. But, when things get a little bit tight, my go-to is I want to keep the ball on line, so I throw it a little bit harder. And that was just not what you wanted on this pair at that particular time. But I was keeping the ball in play.
Oh, it was in play. Yeah, you gave it every opportunity to strike.
I gave myself a chance, and that's all you want. As you know, Mike, I mean.
Yeah, that's all you want. Dexter Harrod here on lane 9. This is the 10th frame. A strike will move him on. Oh, leaves the 6-pin.
I found out one thing, Scott, by being on here with Mike. Don't say back in your day.
Yeah, back in your.
Is that what you took out all that?
That'd be like us going all throwing urethane for. But heck, that's in play now. You know.
Yeah.
It is. We've kind of went backwards.
Newer technology, but
Yeah.
still your thing.
Everybody, and you got too many people on staff, so not everybody can throw LT-48s or whatever that may be, right?
Dexter Harrod with that spare in the 10th frame. So this is his fill ball. We're doing the 9th and 10th in the roll-off here. So, and the loser of this match is out. So it's a big shot here.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's just trying to get as many pins here as possible to force Joe here to double in the 10th to move on. All right, 9.
Well, that gives Joe Moulton a little bit of a chance. He can definitely win it. Joe can win it, but that makes his first ball even a little less pressure because now on 9 he can still tie again.
Yeah,
Or a strike. I'm sorry, he needs a strike in the second frame.
Yeah.
So the pattern you guys are bowling on is 44 feet long. I don't know the ratio, but it's not easy, but it's not hard. 27 mils on the volume.
Joe Moulton with 4-pin. Great shot. A spare and a strike. I think we go again.
Yeah, we go again.
This could go for a while.
Joe just couldn't get anything going. I bowled Joe the first match, and I watched his ball reaction a little bit in practice, and I try not to watch too much of that because you don't want to have a preconceived notion.
Exactly.
Because in practice for me, one, you're getting loose, and 2, I'm throwing something I'm not going to throw in my match that I know. So it's kind of hard to get a read, but if he missed a little out, it didn't come back, and if he got it in, it hooked early.
His speed seems to rule the back ends just like the double timing.
But he is the super duper senior.
No.
Loses
Dexter
by a pin.
Harrod. Yep, Dexter Harrod will advance. Joe Moulton is defeated by 1 pin and a roll-off. And so Scott Gilmore and all the other winners so far are now on a bye this game. So
Yeah, get a
what
break.
do you do during the bye? I mean,
Do this.
obviously you're doing this. So yeah, there's
Work.
one point. Yeah, one point to do. But if you're not doing this, so what would you do? I mean, what would you do with yourself for that game?
Yeah, I might walk around and maybe have a conversation with a few people just to kind of get your mind off of what you're doing.
Right. Right.
That's why I came in here in the booth. I thought, I'll just talk a little bowling, watch. Maybe about the halfway point of the next round, I might go down on 1 and 2 and stay loose because we don't get any practice.
Right. That's the big benefit of being in the winner's bracket. There is an opportunity to throw a few. Now, it may or may not tell you about the lanes, but it's going to keep your body, especially in the 2022 Indiana State Senior match.
Yeah.
Since you've never had that moniker on your name, Senior, until now, but we'll be glad to make sure we use it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. They say, "Oh, wow, you're eligible now." Is that a win? Is that a good thing?
Yeah, that's one of those in the back of your mind going, Senior. That's when it kind of hits you a little hard. It's like going to McDonald's and going, hey, can I have the Senior Coke?
Yeah. I'd like a cup of coffee. Would you like the senior coffee, sir? Oh, yeah, I guess. Really surprised to see Mike Mann get ousted in 2 games.
He struggled.
There's always going to be the lefty-righty. I think the left side probably holds up better. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing, as Mike, being a left-hander as well, we all tend to migrate to the same part of the lane, right? The right-handers seem to play a little bit wider variety of arrows, ball surfaces. We tend to play the same part of the lane, so our breakdown is kind of.
Well, I think the other thing you got to remember today too, though, is it was almost evenly split between lefties and righties.
A lot better than last year.
So the degree of breakdown should be there, but the surface is going to be a little more worn on the right just because of historical play. But you still got that point where, like you just talked about, the difference where everybody's playing. So we were watching a couple angles where John Bowerly's trying to play more of the out, and then he's getting over under, and then somebody's trying to play in, and they're trying to play an angle, and it just doesn't work. They're trying to play the back end, so it's like a line. If you remember last year, the right-handers were kind of started edging their way in, and then it became more about where it's laid down and where it ends up on the end. It's kind of a straight line rather than a loop out to it. So you're playing more the back end than you're playing anything else.
Right, and what I saw yesterday from a lot of the right-handers, which got them in trouble was which would be the 3-6-9-10, and then the adjustment was the 2-8-10, right?
Yeah.
Is you try to give it a little more room, and then
That's what we talked about. John Bowley was fighting, trying to play out. It's just like, you move one way and you got that. You go high, you move the other way to try to play it, and you don't come up at all. So you get caught in that where there's no really where to go.
Yeah.
Those are when you just kind of go for the high hard one, and you just kind of keep it on line the best you can and hope. But by the time you get that point, you were trying to figure it out for so long, you put yourself where you're just out.
Right. Well, and you have Jeff Thomas bowling down here in the losers bracket, survived John Riffle bowling, Bob Kammer, Mr. 900 here in the state of Indiana. And Bob is known for playing fifth arrow up in the region a lot of times, and you saw his first shot here on 5, and he was playing right up 6-7, playing pretty straight. So I felt like you had to be straighter, anybody. And at that point in time, it became, what ball reaction do you want to see? Do you throw surface to slow it down, or do you want more reaction down lane? So,
and with no practice, that's a mental decision rather than an actual, see what the ball's going to do for you.
Well, one thing's for sure, you take the approaches out of the equation when you're moving pairs.
Yeah.
With approaches, but.
Well, it's funny. We were talking before the match play started. Was we don't see Guardian wood.
No.
Right. When we first saw synthetic, it was like my ball doesn't hook.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Now all of a sudden, you're so used to synthetic reaction, you get on wood and you're like, I can't understand what's
it's been
happening.
a long time.
Yeah.
80s, early 90s. That's about all you saw.
Well, they don't even make Guardian anymore.
No.
You can't get it. So I was talking to Mark Hunt, the general manager here at Hindel Bowl, and he said, you can't get Guardian anymore. So they're going to be in a position at some point in time, they're going to have to make that investment into the synthetic lane surface.
Well, and, the center's in great shape. I mean, they have the condition of the lane is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's held up well. It looks good.
Well, and I'm basing it,
There's
too.
nothing like a good look of wood, too.
It's beautiful.
I love the sound.
Yeah.
One thing, too, is you can look at your ball, and you could tell by the rings, as it's going down, creating heat. Yeah. Well, I looked at the surface of my ball, and you can't really see that burn ring, I always call it.
Yeah.
So it tells you the lane surface is in very nice shape here. And it's a very nice center.
Dexter Harrod with another strike.
Well, we got
3 strikes in a row. Strikes in a row. Great start. Perfect.
Lanes 5 and 6. Back-to-back 3-baggers here for both. Boy, and you come in here, everybody asks me, well, what do you think? And I'm like, well, if I could shoot 220 a game, I like my chances.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you take the practice part of it out before each round, and who's the ones going to line up the quickest?
Right.
Well, 220 each game. The only thing you have to worry about then is that person you're bowling against getting hot.
Right. Well, and at some point in time, a break's going to happen for you or against you.
Yeah.
And, I know, Mike, you always said for years when you watch your old shows back on the PBA, you're always face down in a towel or just looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just have I don't know what to think about that. So I just kind of take a peek, and I know I'm trying not to, but because you don't want to have a preconceived
No, you don't. And
feeling.
You want to focus on your next shot, and that's it. And,
right.
But, as a bowler, you've all been around enough that, you can the sound tells you something about the hit that your opponent just got. So you got a pretty good idea what happened, whether it was good or bad. Oh.
I didn't see. It looks like we have, Danny Clark's in the losers bracket. So we got 1, 2, 3. 3 lefties in the losers bracket. We've already lost, I know, at least one in Mike Mann, which is kind of, I say, is kind of
surprising.
And Mike was one of those that looks like he was fairly lined up, but boy, he paid the price a couple times. You know, solid 8, solid 9, and then a bad shot here, there, and a split. You just breaks up the momentum, and that stuff just all snowballs on you after a while.
Well, and Michelle Irwin, her opponent in her first match, she misses the head pin right and backdoors the 1-2-4, and then he goes up needing a mark and blow her 7-10s. And
but that's match play. I mean, that's what happens. And then the next game, she performed wonderfully, and as well. And in this kind of scoring environment, you're going to have it.
Yeah.
Which the thing about this scoring environment, it's those kind of breaks on the other end where the pins are at. But in a higher scoring environment, it's those breaks where it all happens on the lanes where somebody misses by an arrow, and where if you're not really watching, you may not see that. You see the score, and they got all the string of strikes, so they might have missed by an arrow once and carried one.
Yeah.
So this type of environment, it's much more visual.
Well, one thing we talked about, when do you go down and stay loose? It's warm, so you're warm in here, so it kind of helps. When you bowl the state masters in February, that center is cold in the winter.
It's freezing.
Well, I think you'll find out as a senior that's 50 rather than a senior that's 60.
I know.
You'll need to have those pops and cracks out of the way when you're going up there so you can get the joints going again. I
know. Gosh, I feel that sometimes already.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. It's getting deep in here with that. Now, come on. Good spare. Dexter Herod on the 4-pin.
Oh, and he had the one miss, and he's playing a pretty straight line.
A lot of ball speed.
Yeah, and he missed just a hair right, and he washed out. Yeah. So he's
I think
he's not playing a lot of hook.
His room for error is going to be more to the inside of his target than the outside of his target. Yeah, the thing here when you start those matches again, the key obviously is just to hopefully the shot you make in the first and second frame are ones that are good enough to keep it close, and not where the lane's far off the way that you leave something. But you just got to go out there and keep doing what you're doing. That's what you do.
Well, and I just throw a shot that gives me an idea what the lane is doing. There's nothing worse when you just throw one out the window or come over the top of it and miss dead right, and you get nothing out of that shot.
No, it just delays the next shot on that lane where you're starting over again. Yeah.
Right.
No, I agree with you.
All right, we're here on lanes 5 and 6 with Dexter Herod and Bob Kammer Jr. And a spare there in the 6th frame. Scott Gilmore, Mike Albee here, and I'm just in here for one round, or one game, I should say. I'm still in the winner's bracket, which is nice. You want to stay in there as long as you can.
Yes, you do, and you've done a great job, thrown great shots all the way through on the first 2 games, and because you're the qualifying leader, which was a great job yesterday.
Yeah.
Did a wonderful job because we are in a demanding condition. Plus 91 you were yesterday, and took 16th place was plus 22, and only 21 bowlers were positive or plus. So that's out of 116, which is an increase in last year's event. So, it's a great position to be, but you've earned it, and continue to do it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's as you always know, it's the cliche, one shot at a time,
exactly.
Right? But it's so true.
It is. I mean, that's the only thing you need to look forward to is the next shot. You can't do much about before or after, so you just one at a time. Well, big shot here on 5 can really put Dexter on the wrong side of it. Oh.
And there it is. See, you set it short.
The 2 shots. You have 2 shots, a little quick with the feet. You fall a little off to the right, which makes you kick it a little harder, and the ball breaks loose a little early, and 3-6-10 or 3-6. 9's there too. Yeah. 3-6-9-10.
This is what you saw a lot from the right-handers. If they set it short, you left this.
Yeah, and that ball broke loose because when he gets it through the front, powerful shot. Big spare.
Yeah, and Dexter Herod here in the back, he's looking for any opening to get back in, and that's going to be a miss. And that's just a tough spare.
That is a very tough spare.
And they'll tell you on the PBA Tour, those guys will tell you that the 3-6-9-10 is the toughest spare on tour.
To find the angle, it's just really hard. Well, like you said, you make one move and it doesn't come up. You make the other move and it misses it the other way.
You miss the 3-pin.
There's no sweet spot in there.
Yeah.
And in the end, you end up thinking, okay, is this the hard and straight one where you just try to pound it with a plastic ball or something hard and straight? But you know, as bowlers, we all try to do it the correct way. You know,
Right. You want to see it take. You want to see the ball take every pin out.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen too many of that today, though.
No. Got that one in.
I thought that was going to be pretty good because of speed. But once again, I don't think he got through that as cleanly as he wanted to. But 6-10, makeable.
All right. Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to head out and find out if we're going to get a warm-up pair. You know, us old guys need to stay loose. I appreciate.
Hey, well, good luck.
I appreciate everything
great job
here
so
in the
far.
booth.
Just go out there and one shot at a time.
And he chops the 10
Yeah,
off the
Dexter Harrod,
6.
yeah.
That's a tough miss, especially right after
He
Bob
gave it
gives
back,
him an
yeah,
opening.
Gave it back to him, yeah. So
All
now
right.
it's going to take some strikes for Dexter, but good luck, Scott.
All right, thanks,
Have
Mike.
fun. Have fun.
Great job as always.
Thank you.
All right.
Dexter Harrod, lane 5. He's going to need some strikes here, and this is a big one here for him in the 8th frame.
All right.
And that was a gorgeous shot. Beautiful shot.
I know this isn't right. Round 2 winners said Scott and Jeff tied at 212. Or let's ignore that. So currently the bowlers have a bye, or Jeff Thomas, Michelle Irwin, Bob, is that Kramer or Kramer?
Camera.
And Jeff Snuffer. And then in the elimination brackets on 5 and 6, we have Carl Longfeller and Dexter Harrod. 17-18's Mark Eli and Danny Clark. 13 and 14, that's not right.
That's Jeff Thomas. See, they switched around Jeff and Scott.
Yeah, they did. So Jeff Thomas is actually on 13 and 14 with Gary Moore.
Yeah.
I should have known that. And then Chris Toyas and John Riffle are here on 9 and 10.
They're just trying to keep us awake.
Yeah,
Keep us on our toes out here.
let's go to 9 and 10.
Oh, beautiful shot. Solid
Yeah, it
9.
was.
Beautiful shot there on the left of your screen on lane 6. Carl Longfellow. Carl's made great shots. He's had 2 bad shots where he got a little quick with his feet and the ball broke early, but boy, when he stays through it, it's nothing but 10 in the pit. Well, the solid 9 is not glued down to the floor because it's got the spare. John Riffle, big shot here. He needs some strikes. 210. Ball just did not make it. Up. Breaking real late. He needs to fill frames. He needs to get that mark and then be able to throw some strikes in the 9th and 10th to get in this match. He's down 33 pins.
Whoa.
John Riffle down 33 with 2 to go.
Sorry, everyone. Hit the wrong button.
John Riffle needing strikes.
Great
Beautiful
shot.
shot. That's the 9th frame. John can throw 3 in the 10th when he gets up there for 180. Chris Toyas, match is in pretty good shape. Control for him. Dexter Harrod needing strikes and getting a big break, going right through the face and knocking them all down for a double.
Cave him all in.
That was Chris Toyos leading a light 7-pin, 4-pin, not knocking it out for him, but he's still in good shape, just needs to fill frames. Actually, he does. Let's see if he picks this up. It's going to be about it.
Yeah.
Good spare.
That should be it.
Yeah, he just needs good count. Good count in the 10th frame. Doesn't need to mark.
It's like in their ball stuck on here on 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. Chris Toyas, there you are, 10th frame. Needing a good count.
That should do it.
Looks like a good shot.
He's moving on.
Wow, that 9-pin just the last one to go again,
Yeah.
but I think he'll smile on that one because that's enough. He's going to move on. That will eliminate John Riffle from the tournament. Little break for Dexter Harrod as he's waiting on his ball here. He's getting ready to throw the 10th frame, but he's got 220 left. He can throw 3 in the 10th. Another nice shot, just leaving the light 7-pin, 4-pin not quite kicking out for Chris Toyas. And once again, he's going to move on with a 204 if he spares it. And it's a 204. All right, Dexter Harrod has his ball back.
Nice game.
Here on lanes 5 and 6. He's up in lane 5 on a double.
Let's go back to that
the 10th
pair.
frame.
There we go.
Taking his time. Big shot. Believe it or not, Dexter Harrod with a double in the 10th and 7 pins, and he can lock this match up before the 10th frame ever gets there. Big shot. Beautiful shot. Dexter Harrod gives that ball a little bit of room, but boy, what drive. That 6-pin slapped that 10 right out of there. Great shot. This is the big one. This one is that could be the tournament for Dexter Harrod. This one will put him in the 2 teens for sure. With Carl Longfellow still has 216 left. He's lost it a little bit. 245. Dexter Harrod. He's going to shoot. Oh. He dropped it down to. Yeah, he's going to have to add the 5-pin to that spare. The 2-4, need to add the 5. So with a spare, Dexter Harrod will shoot 207, which is big here because Carl Longfellow is shooting 206. So a spare gives him 207, which forces Carl Longfellow to double in the 10th frame. Big shot.
It looks like can't see who won down there.
It's a little far for me to see that far. I don't know how you were going to do it, but I guess you look at who's going to pick their equipment up, right, and go out the door instead of to the next pair.
All right. Well, Jeff
here
looks like that gives us our
5.
answer. It looks like Jeff.
Dexter Harrod, the 245. He needs this spare to force a double. Beautiful spare by Dexter Harrod.
Looks like Jeff Thomas won that match. He is not putting his bowling stuff away.
All right, 10th frame. Here we go. It's Carl Longfellow. He's going to need a double in the 10th frame to advance. He's currently shooting 206, and Dexter Harrod shot 207. Right lane, big shot.
Left.
Little left, yep. Carl
going to be
Longfellow, yep.
eliminated.
Dexter Harrod moves on. Some great shots. That first ball in the 10th, Dexter Harrod threw was unbelievable.
Don't know who won between Danny Clark. Here comes Danny. I think Danny's moving on. It looks like he moved his bowling stuff down here.
Dexter Harrod shoots 190. I'm sorry, Dexter Harrod shoots 207. Carl Longfellow 190.
All right, we'll get set for our next round. Trying to figure out who won between Danny Clark and Mark Eli. We'll see.
Okay, we are down to the top 8. We have 4 left in the winner's bracket, 4 left in the elimination bracket. Those bowlers would please report to their starting lanes.
Danny Clark's carrying his bowling shoes, so I think his day's done.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be taking them off between games.
Nope. All right, so we'll see where our bowlers are going to be at.
Okay, once everybody's at your lane, if you can begin your matches. Good luck.
Looks like Scott Gilmore is going to be up against Michelle Irwin. And Dexter Herod is against Mark Eli here on 7 and 8 in front of us. Scott's wasting no time.
And he got no practice, so apparently there was no practice at all.
Well, he went down on 23 and 24.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
very good.
That's why I was looking down at 1 and 2.
Yeah.
There's nobody down there. Then I saw who's bowling way down there. 15 and 16. I can't see that bar. It's like Jeff Thomas, and I can't see who else that is. Of course, right here we have
Good spare by Michelle.
I believe this on 3 and 4 is Bob Kammer against Jeff Snuffer. It's a winner's bracket. Nice shot. Starting to see the bowlers be a little bit more deliberate, too, as
Yeah.
we're getting these later rounds. Oh, 4-9 on 3 and 4. Or 6-8.
6-8.
See, I'm a lefty.
You
and
should
I
know
can't-
that. Yeah, you should know
I'm
that.
a lefty, and I can't even say it right.
You don't see those in your sleep sometimes?
I tripped one the other night.
Did you? That's good. That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Gilmore going for 3 in a row.
Got it out. Oh, still
good
came
break.
back.
Yep. Good shot. Michelle Irwin going for a double. Oh, solid 10. Beautiful shot.
And she gets it.
Great shot. Good spirit.
Go down here at 3 and 4.
The 3 and 4 down here, there's some serious shot making down here. Ball speed, power,
Yeah.
both sides. All right. Oh, got it back.
Oh, came back
Leaving
from
a 7.
nowhere.
Working on a double, leaving a 7. Got it back though. That was
Mm-hmm.
impressive. Good shot. Good spare. Good spare.
Once again, want to thank everybody for watching the 2022 Indiana Senior Masters here at Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis. Oh, that one's not.
Yeah,
coming
that hit
back.
the limit there. That was the limit. Yep.
That wasn't an area check.
Nope. You slide that across 2, 4, 8, 10. Just need to really cut
It's makeable, yeah.
across that 2 pin. Slide it across into the 10. Makeable, but he has some pretty good ball speed. So slow the speed down a little bit. Cut it.
Oh,
That's closer than it looks. It really was.
Scott with the front 5 against Michelle.
Yeah, that's a pretty good break coming out with front 5. That's a great shot. Great start.
Michelle's bowling good. She's got to hope he
That
makes a
solid
mistake.
10, yeah, solid 10 hurt her there on
Yeah.
that strike.
She's got it. Well, there's 4 pins she
Oh.
left.
Ball didn't quite make it.
No.
That's the adjustment off that 6-8.
Mm-hmm.
You know, leaving the 6-10, but it's a light 6-10. The ball just never quite recovered. Dexter Harrod off to your right there on lane 8 with the strike.
Missed it.
Tough spare. Yeah, tough spare to miss.
Yeah.
Had a chance to get back into that little bit of deficit he had going there.
Oh, Michelle switched balls. She missed that 4 pin she left a little bit ago, and she switched balls, strikes there on lane 11.
Dexter Harrod, lane 7. 2 great shots for a double. Pretty shot there.
Fair shot.
Pretty shot. Good ball speed, good turn.
Hey, we have a listener from Germany. Hey, Tom. Tom W. from Germany. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Tom. Hope all's well over there. Beautiful country. Enjoyed my visits there.
Yeah, yeah. People are so friendly.
Yeah.
Good food, too.
Very good.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. Ooh. He is just flirting with that gutter.
That ball's rolled out for him. It just
Yeah.
started so early that it rolled out and just kind of quit on the back end, coming up light. 2-7.
6 frames got left a big 4.
Oh, big miss here on lane 8. Mark Eli with the missing the 7 pin. It was a good first ball, leaving a 7, but not converting a spare. Slowed it down to get it across there. Beautiful spare. Nice ball. That might have been a better way to go at that 2, 4, or 8, 10
Yeah.
last time.
Go ahead and switch over here to 7 and 8.
Oh,
Oh, Scott, 3-7. He's letting her back in this.
well,
This
it can
might-
certainly happen on this scoring pace. I mean, you know, it doesn't take much to let somebody back in when you get some strikes going. But boy, there can be that adjustment from when you
Yeah.
go a little high, you make an adjustment, and that doesn't do what you normally would think it would do.
This might be the last games on 7 and 8 until the finals. And he completely misses it. Scott did.
It's a good run at it, a good spare
Yeah.
at it. I mean, it's a good try at it.
Michelle's got to be thinking
And she's on
new
a strike.
life.
She's on a strike, so this is a big shot for her right here.
Oh, she couldn't capitalize.
Mark Eli with a beautiful spare on that washout there on lane 7. Beautiful spare. Fills a frame.
They're about 4 frames. They're about 2 frames behind everybody else.
Oh. Michelle Irwin chops that 3-pin off the 610. Dexter Herod here on lane 8, working on a double, and a pretty good lead at this point. Can extend it. Taking his time. Didn't like feel.
Michelle just cannot.
Not quite get that. She's got the speed to hold that line, but they're all fine line out there. It's not a very easy condition. Big shot for 3.
Oh.
Yeah, break. Had a good break, breaking the 9 down, leaving the 4-7. Good spare by Michelle Irwin. So each round you eliminate bowlers.
Yeah.
If it's your second loss, you're out.
Well, we have 2 matches of each going on right now, right?
Mm-hmm. So we'll lose 2 more this round. Scott back lined up. Good shot, Scott Gilmore. After back-to-back opens on the front 5, right?
Yeah. It's funny, I posted on our Facebook page the video of the highest game ever on one of our live streams by Kyle Sherman in 2015.
And that was?
Lafayette. Kyle Sherman.
What was that?
299.
299.
Yes. Yep. Throwing a pitch black, maybe. It was your thing, I know that.
Beautiful shot. Scott Gilmore for a double. He's got it figured out again. Dexter here, I thought threw it pretty well that time. The ball wanted to break loose. 3-6-10. Beautiful shot, Michelle Irwin, off to your right.
She comes back smiling like, sure, I struck that time. Yeah, these guys right in front of us are very, very deliberate.
Yeah, Michelle can strike out here in the 10th frame for 191, but that's not going to be enough with Scott Gilmore. He's got 240 left.
Good shot. Well, she's not out of it yet. She gets to go to the elimination bracket and try to find her way back.
Dexter Herod with a big open there, missing that 3-6-10, getting only the 10. But still in the lead. Mark Eli up on lane 8. Strike here will put him within a mark. Nice shot, nice and smooth. Ball did all the work there. 4-pin, slapping that 7 out.
Ball hit it twice on lane 3.
Make sure it goes down.
Yeah.
Big shot for Mark Eli here. And he gets that light shaker to take the lead in his match with Dexter Herod. Scott Gilmore lined back up, shooting. He can strike out for 240.
Yeah, that one's over.
Now Michelle Irwin shoots 171.
This one here, it's getting there.
Working on 3 in a row on lane 4. Big shot. Pretty much cement the match.
Yeah, with the strike here.
Oh, that's wide.
I was wondering if he's going to throw a gutter at some point. I mean, he's been.
Yeah, he just kind of got the feet a little quick and fell off that one, and the ball just never recovered. Yep.
And that's not good.
That turns it around. No, that turns it around big time.
Yeah.
So needing a spare to keep him in the 180s, which will keep him in the lead with a spare.
Let's go back over to that match.
Yeah, he needs a spare here to still hold a 2-pin lead.
Scott finishes with 229. 229 to
171.
71. So naturally, oh, he threw a good shot.
Beautiful
See, a lot of
shot.
people tend to tug that
Yes,
next
they
shot.
do. Yeah, that was a good shot. That holds the lead for him.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Michelle Irwin goes to the elimination bracket. Scott Gilmore moves on. Not sure who he faces. We don't have a bracket in front of us. I guess we'll just find out. Don't know how the Jeff Thomas match is going.
Well, the gutter ball hasn't, still holds the lead.
Yeah.
So, 10th frame though. 10th frame, line 3. Looks good.
Nice
That'll
shot.
do it. That will do it. Shooting in the 2-0s, 2:13 left.
He's got to
That's
feel
enough.
lucky that didn't really hurt him, you know?
Yeah. No. Well, the spare kept him in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A miss would have been bad. Mark Eli with a beautiful shot for 3 in a row. Takes a commanding lead against Dexter Herod.
Go back to 7 and 8 here.
Oh, Mark kind of lost that one off the bottom of the swing there, and ball didn't roll early enough, leaving the 3-6-7. Now Mark was on 3 in a row, so he's currently shooting. Let's see here. Still shooting with a spare. It will be shooting in the 200s. Dexter Herod is shooting in the high 190s if he strikes out in the 9th and 10th.
Sorry. Wish we would have had a camera down on 17 or 15 and 16 there. Jeff Thomas loses by a pin.
Oh, my.
And his opponent, who was his opponent?
Gary
Oh, that
Moore?
was the last round.
That was the last round.
But he struck in the 10th. Last ball in the 10th, beating by 1.
Oh.
Just as I walked down there, it happened.
So Mark Eli opens in the 9th, still shooting 193, has 203 left. And once again, we're in the same position that Dexter Herod was in the last game. He needs some strikes in the 9th and 10th, and he can still win this match.
That was Chris Toyas, I believe.
9th frame, Dexter Herod. Leaving just a 2. Still has an opportunity to win. He's going to need some strikes in the 10th and some help. But he has one, with this spare in the 8th, Dexter Herod can throw 3 in the 10th for 189. Mark Eli is sitting 173 in the 9th. Dexter Herod needing now. Need a double in the 10th to force a mark out of Mark Eli. First shot, 10th frame. Beautiful
Nice
shot. Gorgeous shot there. Nice and smooth. Good direction. Got through it. And for the best part, the 6-pin hit the 10.
Yeah.
All right, that's the first ball in the 10th frame. This one, if he gets a strike here, puts him in the 180s, which will force Mark Eli to at least mark.
So he stood up right away.
Yeah.
He didn't like it.
Leaving the 2-8. That'll give him in the 179s with a spare. Mark Eli would just need
Just
7
need a count.
pins count. I actually thought he threw it pretty good to start with.
Yeah.
But like target-wise, it didn't look like it was very far off. But Dexter's had some pretty good ball speed. So good spare, 179. Going to be just a little short, it looks like.
Yeah, he didn't like it right away.
Yeah. Mark Eli only needing 7 pins here to advance. Dexter Herod would be done. This would be an elimination game for him as well.
Good bowling, though.
No, he made some good shots.
Yeah.
That's going to be enough. Nice shot from Mark Eli. Moves on. No, yeah. If you can get in these matches and keep yourself close, where anything can happen, you know.
I mean, he's going to.
As we've seen, how many matches did we see that were somebody had strings and then
Yeah.
couple frames put them back, they were close again, and you
Well,
know.
and then some of these matches, it's only taking 170 to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that one down there was 171, 170. Yeah. It's not always a indicator that you're not lined up either.
You know,
could
when
be on
you're
a bad
shooting,
pair.
when you're shooting 220 to 210 and you need a strike, it's a little different than shooting 170 to
Yeah.
170 and needing a strike.
Yeah. You just got to beat the other person.
Yeah. Yep.
And worry about the next person next. And he just threw off on that one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll do it.
Here we go.
188, Mark Eli. 179, Dexter Herod. So it'll be round 5 coming up?
Yeah.
I think it's
believe
round
so.
5. Round 5 of the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters.
Moving right along. Not
Yeah.
even noon yet.
Yeah, we're in the match play portion. Qualifying was yesterday. Scott Gilmore, 91 over, was our qualifying leader and still in the winner's bracket today.
Yes.
Doing very well. Low and demanding score. Took, I believe, 21 over to make the cut.
You're right.
And I think we had 116 bowlers overall, so only 21 were plus.
Yeah,
So
we grew again. And Jeff gives us the
Jeff Circle, our tournament director. Technical difficulties.
and it's not caused by our equipment. So it looks like there's only two bowlers left in the winner's bracket. So whoever wins this moves on to the title match. It'll be Scott Gilmore against
We
Jeff
have
Snuffer on
6
9 and
bowlers
10.
left. We have 2 that have a bye in the winners round this match. And then we have 4 in the elimination bracket that are
Scott
bowling.
and-
So if those bowlers in the elimination
Scott and Jeff
matches would get to their
they have a
lanes,
bye.
please.
Oh,
And
okay.
As soon as you're both there, your matches can begin. Good luck.
So these are elimination bracket, but they're going to face each other, it looks like, though. Elimination bracket matches on 3 and 4 and 2 and 12.
Well, that should be fun. That'd be
11 and
interesting.
12. So we'll get to where we have some bowlers here. We're watching lanes 11 and 12. Carl Longfeller against Chris Toyas.
Ball breaks late. Oh, that made it. That
Did it?
He broke that 2-pin down at 2-7 before that pin could hit it. Big break. Big break on that.
Then on 3 and 4 is Mark Eli against Michelle Irwin.
And once again, all these matches start with no practice. So they practiced at 10 o'clock this morning
Yeah.
for 5 or 10 minutes. Nobody's thrown the practice ball except for the winner's bracket when they get after a bye, and on a pair that's not used, I assume.
Yeah, 23 and 24 it looks like is where they were at. So they'll get to do that again, Scott and Jeff.
Michelle Irwin, first ball on lane 3. A little high, but just broke down
Looks
the
like they'll go to 9 and
split for
10.
6. We're at Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis. Proprietor. Beautiful place, Jerry Hindel. Mark Hunt, general manager. Great group. They do a wonderful job and always have. And, it's a pleasure to be here today. Michelle Owen spares the 6. So Chris Toyas, lane 11, on a strike. Oh, breaks it high. 2-4-7-8.
Then he was the one that threw the strike in the 10th to beat Jeff
Oh, wow.
Thomas by 1.
And that was a low-scoring game.
Yeah, 171,
Oh,
170.
2-4-7-8. That's a tough one. I heard right.
Yeah.
Whether it's the 3.
You don't know what that ball's going to
Yeah,
do.
9-10 or for a right-hander or that, it's tough. Mark Eli starting on leaving a 6-pin on lane 4 over here. For the spare.
Oh, he got
Hey,
it.
take that any way they all go down. That's,
Yeah, you don't always make
yeah,
it that way.
No. Yeah, it gets a little more deliberate here when you're down to the matches. 2 matches are spread apart, and once again they're an elimination match. Loser goes home after this one.
We'll try to cue these up, and then we can switch back and forth as much as possible.
You just wonder if that isn't an adjustment made down there by Carl Longfellow on that, breaking down the 2-7 last time, and now he goes high, leaving the 2-4-6-10. Makeable
Right.
spare, but boy, it's not an easy one. Moves in, cross lane. Oh, from our angle, we can see that. I mean, that's 3 inches. He misses by 3
Yeah.
inches, But that's a big one on a spare, too. He lost some count. Mark Eli, second frame. Beautiful
Nice
shot.
shot.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
Back over to 11 and 12. Try to switch back and forth as much as possible here.
He's trying to confuse me, but go
Yeah.
ahead. Carl Longfellow, he needs to make a good shot here.
Oh,
That's a good one and a good break with it. Trips the 6. Michelle Irwin.
big 4. Just got it in.
Ball breaks a little high. The big 4. Just want to get the 2 pins and move on to the next frame. Michelle's made great shots all day. She's around the pocket the whole time. Gets her 2.
Oh,
Chris Toyas leaves that 7. 3-6-7.
and you know what? We have, 6 bowlers left? 4 lefties, 2 righties.
Winner's bracket consists of 1 each.
Yep.
1 right-hander, 1 left-hander.
And Michelle's the other right-hander.
Right-hander,
Oh,
yeah.
he picked that up. Nice shot.
Nice shot. Very nice. Michelle Irwin breaks it down, leaving only 2. She's battling that little high, little light, kind of caught between. She's got good ball speed, keeps it on line, so she should be able to adjust to that here. Good spare.
Oh,
Beautiful shot. Chris Toyas. Solid 7. Chris Toyas misses that 7-pin. Mark Eli for a double and 20-pin lead. There it
Nice
is.
shot.
Well, it's a tough match down here between Carl Longfellow and Chris Toyas. They've both had issues hitting the pocket so far. Big break
Oh,
for
got out of that one,
Longfellow.
didn't
Yeah, yeah. Almost the same exact thing Chris Toyas left there, or had the look of it, but yeah, broke it down, leaving only the 7.
You got to wonder, they're both left-handed, how much are they messing with each other online?
Well, you have to assume there's some dynamics going on as far as the conditioning's changing a little bit with the way the balls are going down the lane. Mark Eli with a good half-pocket hit that took that 7-10 out with 3 in a row and a commanding lead early, though, only in four frames. Here's Michelle Irwin down here on lane 4. Needs to start throwing a few strikes here, put some heat on her opponent, Mark. Eli, and that's the way to do it.
A little bit in.
Beautiful shot. Power ball, hit the 6 and the 10, perfect.
Oh, Michelle, there's a
Carl Longfellow, wide.
wow.
Wide
Left. Michelle went Brooklyn and tripped the 9-10.
It's a big shot, too, because that gives her a double. That gives her a double and some relaxation maybe to get loosened up. And
try to get.
Carl Longfellow now, he needs, happened to threw it a gutter ball on a spare in the 5th frame.
Not good.
Big shot here to get the spare.
Got it in.
And gets 6. That's a tough frame there.
A little bit of a balk. Carl wants a re-rack.
Carl Longfellow with down 6 pins, or 11 pins, I'm sorry, in the 4th frame, but now just went gutter 6. So Chris Toyos looking to build on his lead here. 6 pin, good shot.
Mark Eli's re-racking over here. He's now ready to go.
Working on 3 in a row, 5th frame.
Not quite sure what he saw there.
All you have to worry about is he thought he saw it. So that's for mentally, you want to be so you can throw a clean shot. Looks like he has.
Oh, good shot.
Lays that 6 pin back. Thought it might have been a little too soft, but he throws it soft anyway and gets that delay on the lift, so it gets down the lane for him.
My experience on the bad rack, if you think you see it, you probably should
relax.
relax.
If it's in your head, it's time to move on. Yeah, I agree. Mark Eli. Spare 4-bagger, just looking for 5. Oh, good break though. Didn't leave that 7 pin. It's starting. Those 3 7s and 2 10s and things like that are starting to become more and more visible.
Nice shot.
Good shot, Chris Toyos. Good shot. Eli for that 3-pin spare. He gets it. Michelle Irwin's working on a double. This is a big shot for her to be able to start chopping away at that lead. Mark Eli's build.
Oh.
Now Carl Longfellow is just you can tell he's a little bit confused. And understandably so. Michelle Irwin crosses over for the 3rd one, and that cuts into Mark Eli's lead a little bit. And those just, hey, you step away and just put another one in there and see what happens. That's what you do.
So that's almost the same. You didn't see that here, but almost the same shot she did before when she tripped the 9-10.
Yeah, you can just tell at the bottom of the swing, Michelle's just not quite as confident. You can see where she's just not coming through with it and just trying to help it a little bit and not sure where it's going to go. And that's part of the demanding condition we're looking at out there. Spare by Michelle. Mark Eli is going to be in the 7th frame.
Oh, gosh.
Mark Eli with a 27-pin lead. A little more ball speed on that.
Oh.
A little more speed. Ball that wasn't able to quite break in there early enough and left the 7-pin. Usually before him to just fill frames for Mark. Chris Toyos has got a similar demanding lead, just different scoring paces between the two. But unfortunately for Carl Longfellow, he's just been unable to find anything there. I mean, the ball is just going all over the place for him. And very demanding condition today. And Chris Toyos has had some 9 pins and kept it in play at this point. Fills that one in with a spare. Mark Eli now at 26 after 7. Chris Toya's lead is in the 30s here. Can extend it even farther. Beautiful shot, Chris Toya's. Mark Eli, ball once again just staying out a little wide. Seems like a little more ball speed. Just didn't look quite as sure at the foul line on that one, but leaving the 3-5. 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters. We're in the match play portion here at Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis. We're in an elimination round. 2 bowlers will be advancing and 2 will be out after this game. Our 2 winners bracket bowlers, Scott Gilmore and Jeff Snuffer, both undefeated, are on a bye this round. So they'll be back next round.
Winner of that match moves on to the championship match. Is guaranteed at least 2nd place.
Never look at it that way.
No. From our standpoint, that's guaranteed at least 2nd.
Yes, correct. Michelle Irwin, beautiful shot. What a great shot. That was the 8th frame. Michelle Irwin still has 2:30 left. 2:32 left. Mark Eli can strike out and do better than that, but he's currently only shooting 220. So, big shot right here, 9th frame for Michelle Irwin.
Hold.
Oh, she threw that so good.
4-9.
Yeah, that was, you could just tell at the bottom of the swing, she had confidence the whole bit. That's a big shot.
Yeah, it was a nice aggressive shot there.
Chris Toya's another good shot by Chris. Gives him a double.
Like Mark was changing some tape here. He's up the bowl on lane 4.
This is his 9th frame, which he's going to want to get this one, but will not eliminate him if he doesn't. Mark Eli, here's 9th frame.
Oh, 2nd pin.
All just a delay, leaving that 7-pin. He still cannot be locked out.
No.
However, he doesn't want to miss this one. Chris Toyos will advance. He's got enough already to advance over Carl Longfellow.
We'll keep it right here, see what happens with this match.
Good spare by Mark Eli. Mark Eli now going up the 10th frame. He's shooting 225, but can shoot 235, which would be enough to advance and lock out Michelle Irwin. Chris Toyos, 192, 193, 193, one fell out there, 193, and that's enough. Oh, Mark Eli not comfortable with what he saw. He's going to re-rack. Carl Longfellow finishing his game up. That'll be a double.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Eli was on the approach and then took a look and didn't like what he saw. So
Yeah, that's what he did. Last
I hope he's
review.
allowed 2 re-racks because that's how many
Yeah,
he's had this game.
I don't know what the rule is.
I'm not sure on that either. First ball in the 10th frame. This looks in.
He didn't like it. Yeah. She's
7.
got a chance now.
Well, with a spare strike, actually, she's going to be a double. She can win. Yep. He's still with a spare strike. Shoots 222. Mark Eli does. Carl Longfellow, a nice run for the tournament. It's eliminated by Chris Toyas. This is not an easy spare either here for Mark Eli. It's left.
Oh, he didn't get it. She's got door wide open.
211. So first hit in the 10th. Michelle Irwin, 142 in the 7th with a double up. First one in the 10th gets her in the 220s, but
she started to get up there. Now she walked back, and she's taking her time.
Yeah,
she saw what happened and just shook her head. And that's
9 spare strike and she ties.
Yeah.
But the first one in 10th, she will advance. Lane 4. Loser is eliminated. Got the ball,
good
extra
shot.
lift.
Oh,
solid.
Not one that you want to have to shoot at to.
So it needs a spare, and then a strike, and they tie. That was just
not a gimme on this condition
beautiful.
too.
Got extra loft, which causes the ball to delay a little bit. It's probably the reason why that 6-pin went around the 10.
Right.
But it's a great shot. For the spare, opportunity to tie.
She got
Good
it.
spare. Yep, not a problem.
Now she needs a strike.
Not a problem.
Strike and a tie.
Strike will go both 211, yeah.
9th and 10th frame roll off. Mark is not watching her. He's watching his phone. Yeah. He just can't watch. Here we go. Looks good.
What a beautiful
We're going
shot.
to a 9th and 10th frame roll off.
I'll tell you what, that 8th, 9th, and 10th for Michelle Irwin was very, very good and quite impressive. Because she was struggling early on, but boy, got it dialed in and made some nice, smooth, confident shots. You could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell the difference. Here we go. Mark Eli will start the roll off. And once again, loser's out.
In a way, he feels like he has a second chance here. See?
Yeah, there's 2 ways to look at that. Yeah.
Oops. I think he accidentally shut off the machines.
I think he did.
When he reset to the next game. Oh, here they come. All right. First shot, 9th and 10th frame roll off.
Good comeback. Yeah, good comeback. Because it was a tale of 2 stories there in the endings of that game. So Michelle will throw her first shot. It's left. She'll take that crossover. Good shot. She'll take that. I'd take it.
You heard her kind of.
Yeah.
After she released it, she knew.
I run those out. I'll take them. Well, here she'll go up in her 10th frame portion. So Mark Eli start with a strike as well. So he's not gonna. He can still be in it no matter what she does at this point.
Better.
Wow,
Nice
much.
shot.
You talking about better?
Yeah.
That's much better. What a shot! The only question on that one was going to be, was the 8 going to stand or not? Yeah,
Right.
or the 10, I guess. But that was one heck of a shot. So now we know that Mark Eli is going to need at least one. This one's huge because then you talk about pressure.
Yeah, he's going to need the double,
Yeah.
please. Oh, she got it left.
She had good ball speed though, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's so now Mark Eli, he knows what he needs to do almost. So she's going to fill and make 48 if she gets the spare. Mark Eli would need a strike, 9 spare at the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to forget these 2 pins here.
No. Uh-oh. She got one.
That's a big one. You hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 47. That gives. But Mark Eli, he has no room on this shot here. He has to have this one.
Yeah, he has to strike.
The
right?
room is on the next one if he does. If he gets this one. This is a must. It's in.
Oh.
Michelle Irwin advances.
Yeah.
What great
What a
shot
match.
making at the end. Yeah, Michelle Irwin. Mark Eli is eliminated. Good tournament for Mark.
Yeah.
He needed that strike and an 8-count spare, but was unable to get it. So
He's wondering,
he
are we
wanted
done?
to
I
have to finish. You do have to finish. Yeah.
All right, we're getting down now to lanes 9 and 10 will be Scott Gilmore against Jeff Snuffer for the right to go to the championship match. I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to move a camera.
Okay.
So,
So hey, so far it's been a great event. A lot of close matches. We've had some. That's our second roll-off we just finished with. We're down to 4 bowlers, 2 in the winner's bracket and 2 in the elimination bracket. Scott Gilmore, our qualifying leader, is still in, and he's still undefeated in the winner's bracket. He was plus 91 yesterday as the qualifying leader. It took 22 over. Joe Moulton was our 16th place qualifier. And then we actually had 21 bowlers who were plus for the tournament out of the 116 bowlers that bowled. It took -8 to cash in the event. Some of the cashers out there: Jeff Harris, Bradley Keller, Stephen Clark, Tom Howard, Ben Caldwell, Steve Lang, Leslie Snyder, and John Murphy. So congratulations to those bowlers as well. They were able to cash in this event. This is the second event of the Indiana State Senior Masters, so it's the second one held here at Hindel Bowl. So a little break here between the action. So once again, the bowlers today in the qualifying started with they started with practice, but there's been no practice since. So except for this is Jeff Circle, tournament director, introducing the bowlers.
And in the elimination bracket, we have Chris Toyos and Michelle Irwin.
So you heard that. It's the elimination bracket has 2 bowlers left, Michelle Irwin and Chris Toyos. The winner advances. The loser is retired from the event. And then in the winner's bracket so far, we have qualifying leader Scott Gilmore against Jeff Snuffer. And that's our winner's bracket. The loser will bowl the winner of the elimination bracket, and the winner of this match will be our tournament leader. Already seated in the championship match. Big match here. Big match. Jeff Snuffer, lane 9. First frame.
Sarah Kenner, please.
Ball not breaking early enough, leaving 2-4-5. Off to your right, you'll see the ball of Chris Toyas, starting with a perfect strike. Michelle Irwin will be off to your right again. Jeff Snuffer, 245 is a tough one. Going direct with it. Got it. Good spare. Michelle Irwin leaving the 10 pin on a good shot down there. Off to your right. Lane 10, Scott Gilmore with the first frame. Good speed. Too much speed. 137 washout. Scott looked like he had a little bit of extra speed there, but maybe not quite as much lift as he had hoped for. First frame. You good run at your spare. Michelle Irwin, 245, second frame for her. First frame, Scott Gilmore.
Not a good start.
Just like a little quick and maybe not quite as much lift as he'd hoped for.
Looks like the other matches on 13 and 14. I might have prematurely moved the camera because I thought they were going to be on 5 and 6 here.
Well, you can still see the ball down there when it gets down there.
Because I thought that's where they moved.
Gilmore looks like it's the better shot.
Oh, that lane is going long.
A little straighter on that lane, isn't it?
I'm going to move that camera back.
Yeah. 3-9.
It's not fair.
3-9 on that spare for Scott Gilmore. Chris Toyas looks like he has started off with a double. And Michelle Irwin has an open in the second frame, so Chris Toyas can open up a sizable lead early, but as we've seen in these matches today, that does not necessarily mean that's the way they're going to end up that way. For the spare, Scott Gilmore, just enough drive, and that's all it takes. Take that and move on. I'm sure Scott will do that. Chris Toyas for 3. Off the wall, leaving a light 9-pin. It's a makeable one, no 7-pin with that, so I'm sure Chris will take that. Second frame for Jeff Snuffer here in the winner's bracket. Lane 10. Pretty shot by Jeff Snuffer. Beautiful. Plenty of power. Drove that 5 right out of there. Good shot. Strike second frame. Chris Toyas makes his 7-pin conversion off to our right. Michelle Irwin off to our right. Oh, pretty shot by Michelle. Solid 8. Solid 8-pin. Good shot. Good shot. Not much you can do with those other than put them right there again, and those are the rarities. Third frame for a double for Jeff Snuffer. Not quite making it back, leaving the 2-8. Michelle converts that solid 8. Nice spare.
All right. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, it's a little better.
Sorry, everyone.
We can see Michelle and the ball this time. That's good. Oh, my. Washout.
Oh, I moved the
2-4.
camera down there, and they're going to just start.
Like you said, even if you start out with the lead, that's not going to end up that way, the way it's been going.
Well, it's got re-racked because the
Yeah.
didn't have
The
a
head
head
pin.
pin.
Yeah. That's another event we can do.
I saw on Facebook, I don't know when this happened. This must have been last spring. There's an actual tournament where everybody only throws 6-pound bowling balls.
Really? Wow. Now we have a tournament that's a fundraiser for the Museum and Hall of Fame, and there are shots when you throw it without the head pin.
Oh, really?
It's a doubles event.
Wow.
You never know the format till you get out there. You stay 3 nights at the Red Rock. It's a gorgeous event called the Extravaganza.
Did we switch balls? Oh,
Beautiful shot by
much
Scott.
better.
Beautiful
Let's
shot.
see what he switched to, though. Maybe a pearl. It might have been the GB4 pearl.
Chris Toyas, see where he comes out with this one.
Oh,
Solid. I just saw the look from here. It had to be a solid 7. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good shot. Good shot. He looks good down there, Chris does. Now, if he can carry.
Scott up in the 4th.
Big shot for
Yeah.
Scott for a double.
Oh, good shot.
That was a good shot.
And I believe he spared that down there. Yes, he did.
Scott Gilmore not down by a whole lot here, so you just want to make sure you fill the frame and be ready for the next one. Good shot, though.
Oh, in. 4-7.
Yeah, you're right. Just got that hand turned a little quick on that one to help it. 4-7. Good spare. As Scott talked about earlier, left-handed, right-handed, all that, and here we are, 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's evened itself out, really.
Yeah. Chris Toyos with a spare. Jeff Snuffer, this will be frame 4, lane 10, on a spare. 11-pin lead.
Let's see the shot first. Oh, lane 10, back to lane 10.
Oh, this is right. From entries from last year.
We had a new record of 116 entries. It's just the second year for this event, and we had 116 entries this year. So
how many did you have
a
last
lot
year?
of new people. 110.
Okay.
So it's
Very
only
good.
up a little, but we had great weather yesterday,
Yes.
which did not help us
I'm
any.
sure
Yeah.
it didn't. Yeah.
It had been cold and snowy. I think we might have had a few more people.
Well, none of us are ready for that yet. in
Well,
October.
we'll take the
No.
cold. You can keep the snow.
Yeah, congratulations and thank you to what you and your staff do, not only here, but at every event you're at. I mean, it's nothing but first class. The bowlers know what they're getting. They don't have to worry about things because you take care of it, and you and your staff both. And I know it's a thankless job because it's a volunteer job.
Correct.
So there's no financial gain for any of you or your staff, and we all appreciate that here in the state of Indiana for what you've built and continue to operate and do. And it's just a thankless job sometimes, but thank you for what you do.
Oh, Scott got it in.
Yeah, but
If you're still seeing this, let me know in the chat because it says that YouTube's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, so some of you might be buffering. I'm not shutting it off yet. I've had pretty good internet. I'm glad somebody said something.
yeah, that was something that we didn't know, going in. We just knew that a lot of times the Wi-Fi in here especially is not good when
It's
you
not,
get the building full of people and everybody
Their
on their
phones,
phones.
Yeah.
They're all on their phones and checking everything, and that takes some of that signal away.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
we've-
using my computer or my phone to power my computer. Now we're good.
Yeah, we've
Just a
got some
little bit of
great
a dip.
hosts here. Great hosts here, Jerry Hindel and Mark Hunt. And always great to be here at Hindel Bowl and Indianapolis. And You know, the Hindel family is a big name and throughout the industry for many, many decades, and we're all very fortunate and appreciate them hosting this event.
It was back
Yeah,
in the
that's
old
nice,
days.
nice
With,
center.
it was back in the old days with Carl Hindel and my dad, and
Yeah.
you know those guys. That was in the 60s and 70s.
Yep. There we are, Scott Gilmore. 6 frame, down by 12.
Got that one out.
Got one
too.
out. Yep.
It's got a little bit of over under. It looks like if he tugs it in a little bit, it's going to hook and
That's the kind of match here where while you're fishing for it, you still want to make sure you get those spares, because
leave yourself makeable
yeah,
spares.
Yeah, exactly. 136. And we're looking at Michelle Irwin.
She's just hung around all day.
Yeah, she has,
I mean,
and she's
it's
made big shots when she
great.
needed to too. It's been amazing. Yeah, those great shots. Michelle, lane 13, working on a spare. 8th frame.
She did the same thing Scott did.
Yeah.
Just the other side.
Yeah, the only thing about those shots, you don't want to lose that pin count.
He went back
He's
to
gonna
the
take that.
other ball. And
Only about that, when you shoot those that way and it ends up like that, and you pick it up by hitting in the pocket, now you've got 2 things to look at. Did I miss it, or was it the ball? Or
Yeah.
there's just too many options after that. It makes it tough. But in the match, both of them. Michelle Irwin picks that up. Jeff Snuffer. Every other frame with a strike. This should be a strike. Lane 10, 6th frame. We'll see. Oh, beautiful shot. Good power.
now
Good
after this, Jeff, you have the Scratch Classic, which will be out in a couple weeks.
That was Scratch Classic in November 12th and 13th. Now that one is open to any USBC bowler. They don't have to bowl in Indiana. That'll be up at Mike Alby's Arrowhead Bowl, and it's a great host up there too with him and Ski now instead of Scott.
Anderson, Scott Deaver's still around. You know, he's still a partner. He's not going. You can't let him get too far. You
He's
know?
not gone away yet.
Yeah.
But
You build
we're
a house in
looking
Florida, you don't get to just go there all the time, right?
that we'll be up there and hope to have a good turnout. We had a real nice turnout of 175 entries, I think, last year. So hoping to build on that again also.
Great Final Four that last year too.
Yes, it was.
Oh, big double for Jeff Snuffer. Big double. And we had a change down in the game, too, with Michelle and Chris Toyas. Chris Toyas opens the last frame. Chris still shooting 2-0. It's about a 10-pin lead for Chris. 9th frame. Boy, you're not going to throw those any better. That was a good one there. Okay, here's where Scott Gilmore needs to start getting in the pocket there and starting to stay close and even up here. Threw it good. Oh.
Got away
And
from
how do you know he threw it that good? Because you tripped to 6 and you knew everything was good. Ball had good angle, good release, nice and smooth. Let the ball do all the work. You'll get those breaks when you do that. Michelle Irwin.
I feel like he
Big
did what he
strike.
did over here before he had the first round bye, where he kind of moved left and tightened up. I think that's pretty much what he did here. Ooh.
Michelle Irwin, big shot for her. She's got a chance to double here. 10th frame. Or 9th frame. Nope. That lane just seems to give her fits down there. Good speed. Too much speed. Oh, got the 3. Broke the 3 down. Paul just does not want to make the move early enough there for him. Nope.
Makeable spare.
Spare by Scott Gilmore. Looks like Michelle Irwin has now been eliminated. Chris Toyas just wants to continue to make good shots. That was a good one. Will he roll it? He rolls it. Rolls that 7-pin right out. Michelle Irwin is eliminated, but boy, what a great tournament. Michelle made great shots all day, especially when she needed them back in the 9th and 10th. Boy, if you can make shots like that in a tournament like a Masters event where it's match play, you can go a long ways, and she had a great event today.
I have a feeling we'll see her again once we get to
Yeah.
the other scratch
Yeah.
events. And
She did well in the Queens last year also.
did.
She's finished 4th in the Queens and then 3rd the next year.
Yeah.
So we asked her if she was just trying to move up the ladder and, get there. I said it'll take a couple years if you're going to keep doing it that way.
yeah, we'll be back at Anderson for the Queens March 4th. Always a good
2023.
event. Yeah.
Yeah.
2023.
It is not that far away
No,
anymore.
it is not.
I mean, it's hard to believe we're at the end of October.
yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you, Chris Toyas, he's
got a good line.
He does, and he's throwing it well. So, on the depending on the pair and the scoring pace, I mean, he's going to be right there. Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff Snuffer
Does anybody want to win this match?
moves in and didn't play the angle, and the ball just never broke, never caught. Little bit of extra life. He's still holding the lead, though. He's still going to be holding the lead, shooting in the 190s. Scott Gilmore is going to be 9 pins behind him. They're both getting into the 9th frame. Jeff Snuffer is going to be on lane 9, 9th frame. 154 in the 8th. You want to strike in the 9th, so you hold your own destiny. We learned that early, didn't we, Jeff?
Yes.
Good break. Breaks it down.
Well, guys, thanks for the set-in. I've got to go do some more tournament
Yes.
stuff and try to
Yeah.
get this thing finished up here in just a little bit.
Thanks again,
Yeah,
Jeff.
thanks for having
Thanks
us.
again.
No problem.
Everybody come down on 5 and 6 for them.
So Jeff Snuffer, with his shot in the 9th, he is now given the opportunity to Scott Gilmore to throw 4 strikes in the 10th and lock him out. Well, that changes that. So with that spare miss,
Who's the
he's
spare? Scott's
yeah,
like, Scott
Scott
can't
now
believe
is
it.
in the lead. So
Mhm.
ninth frame, Scott Gilmore, lane 10, now in command of the match if he can get some strikes. Holding a small advantage at this point.
Looks good.
Oh, once again gets that trip 6. So what a turnaround. I mean, we talked about turnarounds, but Scott Gilmore goes from 20 some pins down
Yeah.
in 2 frames and was sitting on the bench and took a 2-pin lead.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. Especially in a condition like this where shots can be so important, let alone spares.
Spares? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, spares
Yeah,
is-
it's just
in this case
it
was
happens.
very important.
Yeah, it happens.
Good 10th frame here. He's going to move on to the
He's-
championship
yeah,
match.
it's in his control. It's been light
Little
2
turn.
times. Oh, what an adjustment. Good shot by Scott Gilmore.
It looks like he actually moved in
Mhm.
and played it tight.
10th frame. I'm not sure he realizes it.
No.
Now he does.
Yep. I didn't know
That's
if he was
good.
just
That's a
resting.
good. Yeah,
You know,
that's a good thing. You don't know that. So this shot here, 9 spare. He'll move on. Guaranteed to move on.
mm-hmm.
Anything less than that, he gives Jeff the opportunity. This one's in a little. Oh no. 6, 2, 4, 7, 8. So he has given Jeff Snuffer the opportunity in the 10th frame to come back and win this match. But it's going to take strikes to do that.
Yeah, right now Jeff's got to put behind him the spares that
Yes.
he just missed.
Yeah. I
Nice
think
spare
that's the best
conversion.
shot I've seen at that spare all day.
Yeah.
Great shot. 191. Jeff Snuffer needing a double and 8 to tie. Double and 9 to win. No matter what, you got to have this one. 10th frame. This is to be the qualifying, or to be the leader and be on the show. The leader on the show.
Which means whoever bowls him will have to beat him twice.
Yeah. right. 2, 8, 10.
And Scott Gilmore will be your winners bracket champion, quote unquote. Put that in quotes because it's not an actual championship. But he'll be moving on to the title match here in just a few moments,
Number 1 seed.
which he could facing him again.
Very well could be.
So
So it's going to be Jeff Snuffer versus Chris Toyas.
right over here on 5 and 6, it looks like.
And the winner of that match will meet Scott Gilmore after they finish their match. Scott gets to take another break. You know, it's a good thing he's getting that break. I don't know at 50 years old whether he'd have been able to bowl all those games.
Oh, wait.
When you throw it that good, you don't have to.
Get me right on the right camera here. Now I'm going to go move camera.
Okay, we'll do that. That'll work. All right, we got Chris Toyas and Jeff Snuffer. Winner advances to bowl Scott Gilmore for the title of the 2022 Indiana State Seniors Masters Champion. Hosted here at Hindel Bowl. Thank you, Jerry Hindel, Mark Hunt, for wonderful hosts as always, and we greatly appreciate what you've done with this tournament. It's our second one in history and the second one here, so looking forward to more. Thanks to Jeff Circle and his staff who continue to operate the tournament in a first-class way, and we're so fortunate here in Indiana to have these type of events and these type of people who make it possible. And once again, today with match play, practice, 10 minutes of practice before they started their first match. No practice for anyone after that unless you were in the winner's bracket when there was a bye and you got to warm up a little bit. But other than that, if you were in the elimination bracket, you bowled match after match with no practice. So last round saw Michelle Irwin eliminated. Great event for Michelle. Made some great shots today.
All right, we're down to the
Jeff Circle.
semifinal match.
Telling us about it now.
Will take place on lanes 5 and 6. It will be Jeff Snuffer against Chris Toyos. The winner of this match will bowl against the tournament leader, Scott Gilmore, and they would have to beat him twice in that match. So, winner of this match will bowl Scott for the championship. Good luck, guys.
All right, Jeff Circle and giving us the go-ahead as lanes 5 and 6. Chris Toyos against Jeff Snuffer. Winner does advance to bowl Scott Gilmore for the title, which they will have to beat Scott Gilmore twice to win the title. Looks like Jeff Snuffer will lead off the match on lane 5. First frame. Looks like a good shot. Nice shot, Jeff Snuffer. Jeff Snuffer with a pretty shot. Chris Toyos, now lane 6, first frame. Looks like we might be having a special guest coming in. And we do. We've got the number 1 seed with us now, Scott Gilmore. Scott, great shots. Good bowling out there today.
Yeah, man, that was one of those where if survive and advance was ever a point, that was it right there. I just did not have a comfortable look on the left lane. And, of course, you start the match with a washout. Then you put doubt in your mind right then and there when you see a ball reaction you weren't accustomed to seeing. And, I mean, let's face it, I did make good shots in the 9th and the first ball in 10th. Didn't know I was in the 10th frame.
We did mention that. We did mention that. Yeah, I said I don't think he knows it, and Chad said nope. And then you saw you look up. Now he knows it now.
Yeah, and that was
which
God.
I said that's a good thing though.
Yeah, and
that's
then
a good thing.
Then I looked at the score, and which
that's
was
not so good.
That was not, and then I kind of tried to force one in there, and the elbow flared out. Is probably evident if you guys caught that on.
No, it was great.
The live stream.
Great adjustments. Great gutsy bowling to get that done, and yeah, just a good match. Those are fun. Those are fun when it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Jeff. Just he's not going to miss those 2 spares again. I'll tell you that much.
Well, but that's the thing. I mean, it's that's match play. I mean, that's you got to get yourself in position, no matter how you got to that position. And when it's delivered to you, then you need to do it, and you did that. So
yeah,
it's great job. And now you get to sit back a bit and wait and a little bit. You've got 2 tough competitors. It might be Jeff Snuffer again. It could be Chris Toyos.
Yeah.
Chris has made good shots all day, and so far it's going to be whoever's going to win this deserves it. That's for sure. Second frame, working on a strike.
Great pitch.
Great shot.
He's
high flush.
And I was talking to Jeff before our match during the round we were out. And he was playing in, he said more, and then he kind of fished right, and he's found a good look. And here's the funny thing, he has yet to face a right-handed bowler in this tournament.
Really?
Yeah, every match he's had been against a left-hander, and it's going to be evident again here that if he's lucky enough to advance here into the championship match, that he'll face another one again.
Well, when he makes a good shot, I mean, it's a good shot, and he seems to get rewarded with it mostly. Every now and then, there's that leak. It leaks out, and then it's big trouble. But it's. I watched shots. I saw him too. I agree with the inside thing. You can see it was kind of made you think there might be something there, but not enough to. If you stay there too long, then you found out it was a quicker trip home.
Yeah, and that was the first game for me today that I shot under 200. And that's going to get him in trouble. And I don't like to go straight. I like to go straight at my spares, single pin spares, but I don't like to be straight at it. I like to go in from a little bit of an angle.
Need some angle, yeah.
Because I feel that gives me a little miss.
Mm-hmm. No. And that's correct. I mean, it's a tough miss by Jeff Snuffer. Obviously that's Chris right back in. So it's early on. I mean, only 3 frames, but those are ones you don't want to give up, especially in the scoring pace we're in. Chris Toyos. That ball started to break early, but then there just didn't have the bite.
And that's what it was. That's what lane 9 was doing to me a little bit, where I needed it to start to turn. It just kind of wiggled at that spot, and I was fortunate enough to make the 3-9. I mean, I don't know what. I mean,
it was. Well, you had
extra coat of wax on the pin or paint on the pin.
You had enough angle to get it though. Yeah, and every pair, I'm sure it looks like there's every pair going, when you start going cross lanes and these different parts, there's different reaction down lane.
Well, and I was, here's your things that, as you know, Mike, things creep into your mind. I was 0-3 in winners bracket finals, in the state masters.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I hadn't bowled this yet. And I'm thinking to myself, and I was fighting from behind. I'm like, really? And luckily I was able to kind of just keep the legs underneath me and threw 2 good shots. And
Chris Toyos made sure that one got to that pocket, got it a little more direct, and leaves the 6-pin.
He's a little farther left than I am.
So you made some good shots. I mean, you dug those 6s out, and you don't dig 6s out unless you're smooth and throwing it right, and you got the right angle working. So you had a couple of those those are great shots, I think, when you're able to do that. See where you just...
and he gives... Well, you just can't do that.
No, and it's just... you count on the ball doing one thing, and the only way you can count on it is, like you said, you get a little straighter and you throw enough angle that you got a little room there. You start trying to hook it at it and things like that. This scoring pace, it becomes more and more difficult.
Well, a question for you. When you first started on tour and your first few times that you were in big situations, what did you do to try to slow the heart rate down? Because that's what really determines, because, you know, the adrenaline and the heart rate going can really affect what you're trying to do on the lane.
I mean, I think, you know, my first show, there's something to be said about young and naive. You know, you don't know enough to be nervous enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, plus you go into the pre-shot routine where you kind of tell yourself the same thing every time. So you end up talking yourself into relaxation because it's the same thing. You get more comfortable with it. It's when you start looking up and look at the scoreboard, or you start, you know, trying to do other things, you get out of your pace. You know, you just want to be consistent as possible in what you do.
Jeff trying to avoid back-to-back single pin misses. And he's not missing that one.
That ball doesn't hook. I mean, it's just right on it. Is that one of the newer crown jewels? I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It is gold.
Yeah, I couldn't tell either, but.
And he said he
It's
needed
got the
to,
sparkles in it. I think it is.
he said he needed to put a little bit of tape in there and didn't, and that's when he missed the
that'll do it.
first spare.
Yeah. It's like anything else. The minute you tell yourself that,
You need
you
to
best
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's in that back spot of your head.
Yeah, boy, we know how many thoughts to your back of your head can
Yes,
store, right?
Exactly.
That looks good.
Man.
He's got a nice reaction
does.
right up there,
Very
up the
smooth.
lane.
It's just all about the projection through the front, you
Yeah.
know. And that was a gorgeous shot. Like I said, his ball's got plenty of power, plenty of hit, and when he's able to make the good shots, he gets it.
Well, Chad, are you ready to call the action in the championship match here?
Sure, catch him in the middle of a text.
It's my time to become a star.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm just going to be the one hitting buttons
Uh-oh,
after
this
this.
Oh, get a good break. Chris gets a good break cross.
This
and
is why I
over.
don't bowl, so you don't have to do it by yourself.
Well, I couldn't miss far enough right to get my ball to go Brooklyn.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
right
I
there,
got you.
know.
I got you. Yeah.
I mean, my misses were just
Stays
like
right there.
a couple of boards right, which wasn't enough to get it to go
Yeah.
across the.
It looks good for about 10 feet, and then you go, uh-oh.
All right, let's see if he can take advantage of the break here. Just a 10-pin match. Advantage Jeff Snuffer here. 6th frame.
Oh, gorgeous shot.
And that's a big double. All square.
I think the wind might have blown that 10-pin off the deck. That was almost had that solid 10 look to it. Great shot. But hands the pressure right back to Jeff. Once on. We're in the elimination bracket. Winner moves on to bowl Scott Gilmore for the title of the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters. Loser is eliminated. That's right.
That's trouble. And that's the thing, too, though. You cannot be just in or out. If you are, you're in trouble.
Well, and those kind of conditions like that, when you miss like that, or not miss, you don't have to miss by much to make it look like you missed by far.
No.
So it's really difficult to have a nice, even swing that you're confident with.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
I mean, we're talking 2-board miss,
Yeah.
in which how wide is a board on a lane?
An inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking an inch or two
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're missing by.
My gosh, we're seniors.
Good spare.
Good spare.
All right, I'm going to sneak out of here and go stay loose here, and I'll see you guys here in a few minutes.
Scott, good luck.
All right,
Good
thanks,
luck.
guys.
Give 'em all you got.
Keep up the good work.
Hey, thank you.
All right, Jeff Snuffer now on lane 5, shooting in the 7th frame. And we're nearly at an even match here, Chad.
Yeah, the way these matches have gone today,
Very
I mean,
unpredictable.
this is very expected.
Beautiful shot, Jeff Snuffer.
Both these guys won it,
Yeah.
especially Jeff after
Yeah.
2
He's had
opens.
some
And that,
trials and tribulation for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Chris Toyas working on a double that's got him back in the match to keep him about even. So Lane 6. 7th frame. It's going to be right. Oh, 247. Got the ball inside a little bit. Wasn't going to hold for him, and we've seen it all day. It's just it doesn't take much to make a shot look like you missed by a lot, and you really haven't. So once again, these are tough spares. The spares that are being left are not all that easy. Nice spare. Chris Toyos.
A lot easier without that 8-pin there.
Yeah. Jeff Snuffer holding a 3-pin lead now after 7 frames. This will be Chris Toyos' 8th frame on lane 5. We're getting towards the end, but 3 pins separate. Little extra loft. Oh. Gets a good break, though, dropping that 6 down, only leaving the 10. Only losing 1 pin and count. But remember, Jeff Snuffer, he's out working on a strike, so he has a chance to open up a little bit of a lead. And good spare, Chris Toyos. 133 1/7. Big shot for Jeff coming up here. If he can make a good shot and get him a double. Now remember last time on his frame he got it too far right. So, which those make, if you're not, hopefully you're not thinking about them, because this makes it a real difficult shot anyway. Lane 6 though. 8th frame. It's close.
Oh.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Looked like it was going to go a little high, but laid off a bit, leaving just nothing but a double. And big shot. Here we are, 9th frame, though. This is the one where you got to have that shot in the 9th to make sure you're able to keep it in your own destiny. Ninth frame, Jeff Snuffer.
Good,
Beautiful shot.
Taking control.
Yeah. Yeah, that 9th frame, that makes it all in his destiny. Now, there's nothing that Chris Toyos can do but put pressure on him.
Yeah.
Which, as we've seen today, this means it's over. Yeah, and need a break.
Which could happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
9th frame.
it all happen today.
9th frame for Chris Toyos. He still has 213 left if he can throw 4 strikes. Nope. A little left. Leaving the 3-9. Needs to fill this one. Still has a chance with a spare. Oh.
There. He knows it's over.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Jeff's going to get a second chance at Scott.
Yep.
He's going to have to beat him twice.
Which is going to be very difficult for anybody to do.
And we haven't seen, since we've been doing this, we haven't seen that many 2-game matches.
No.
Or 2 matches and to win it.
Yeah, Chris is trying to close it out. Jeff Snuffer's going to move on to the championship match against Scott Gilmore.
We'll take a quick break. We'll stay on the stream, so don't leave. And get everything arranged and set up. And it's going to be done a little bit different. Scott's not here. So,
right, yeah. And Chris Toyos has had a great event today, finishing 3rd. Good event for that. Good job, Chris. But, yeah, we'll be a little different, yeah. Watch out. I mean, he might get used to this.
I'm the tech guy.
Jeff Snuffer just kind of making a
Getting
ball
out of the way.
change a little bit, try something a little different.
Scott's going down on the 11 and 12 and throwing a few shots to get warm
Yep.
up. And we'll be ready to go. All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes for the championship match of the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters here from Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis.
Good luck, guys.
All right, welcome to the championship match of the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters. Chad Lesser along with Mike Albee and unfamiliar face in front of the camera. That's because Scott Gilmore, our fearless leader, is the #1 seed facing Jeff
Snuffer. Jeff Snuffer, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and get started with this match. Jeff needs to beat him twice, and Scott looks like he's going to start the match off on the left lane.
First frame championship match.
Nice shot.
Beautiful shot. Starts out like the tournament leader you want to send the message. And
right.
think about Scott today and yesterday. I mean, he's living the dream situation to where you're the qualifying leader. You're still undefeated all day. I mean, this is what you just you dream about those things.
Right.
So far he's made the great shots. He's come back in a match to stay undefeated. I mean, he's done it all today and yesterday.
Well, he mentioned earlier he's never come out of the winners bracket in a championship match in a Masters.
And this is Jeff Snuffer, and Jeff goes right, and we've seen that all day. But Jeff has rallied from these type of events. The
last one he did on lane 4 a few rounds ago, he picked it up.
So when Jeff, he makes a good shot, it's usually 10 in the pit. But it's a tough condition where he's at, where if he misses by a board or two, he can do something like that. So it's a challenge for Jeff, but he's got here battling all day. So I don't look for him to roll over here all of a sudden yet, but it'll be a good match.
Well, you sure he threw a gutter ball there, but it didn't act like it phased him.
No.
He didn't.
That one's right, too.
Yeah.
And see, those type of shots where you miss a little bit and you leave the 2-pin, you can live with those. It's the first one that makes it really hard for you.
Right. He wishes he left the 2-pin on the
and this
shot.
And this is important for Scott, being the tournament leader, and even if you don't watch what your opponent does, you know that ball went in the gutter, and you know he didn't get a spare. So it's tough not to think about things like that, but you just got to keep doing what you've been doing for 2 days and finish this thing.
Well, it helps you relax a little bit too, I think.
Yeah, but you just don't want to relax too much.
No, oh gosh, no.
Because this has been a very demanding condition. Scores have been low. It took 16 over or whatever it was just to make match play, or 21 over, I think, for match play. So, and the overcorrection, but gets the break. Jeff gets the break. He'll take that.
Jeff's very capable of throwing a string here.
Yeah.
It's got so
yeah, you don't want to give anything back. You just want to keep pushing and doing what you could do. But we only had, I think, 20 bowlers that were plus, 21 bowlers that were plus. So it's been a very demanding condition for 2 days.
Yeah, scores were lower than last year, and
second frame for a double.
Nice shot.
Gorgeous shot.
He wants it.
You see the telltale signs, the ball reaction and the way you've thrown it. And that's that half pocket hit where that 4-pin has liveliness and kicks that 7 out. If the 4-pin just lays there and you're thinking, just wrong angle, long release. But you checked all the boxes on that one, Scott did. Lane 7, third frame. Double to start.
Oh, wrap 7.
A little more direct with that one. I probably didn't change the angle just enough to leave that solid 7. But great shot. Great shot. He'll take those shots all day.
Oh, yeah. He gets around it just a little bit more, too. Make that ball squirt a little bit longer. Oh, he missed it. He doesn't miss very many of those. I bowl with him in the league, and on Wednesday nights, and he'll miss maybe 5 a year. It's not very many.
Well, not what you want to do, but we'll see. Jeff's important shot for Jeff Snuffer here. He's in a situation to get right back in the match here. Can even it up with a strike. But remember, he's had a gutter ball and a Brooklyn, so he's not necessarily comfortable yet. But this shot can turn things around for him if he's able to get one.
That looked better. Oh, and he pays for it. He throws a good shot.
Great shot, yeah. And that ball had plenty of power. I mean, you saw that wasn't one of those weak 7-10s. Everything just disappeared, and there they were. Yeah, Scott's got to feel very good on the turnaround here, where it looked like he could have been right in the match, tied up, and he's going to actually pick up some pins here.
Oh, about bounced it.
You don't just say you're trying for the 7-10 to pick it up, but that ball had some that had some chance there. That was a good shot.
I think you're always trying. It's just
Yeah.
whether you're going to get
Yeah,
lucky
well, you have to
or
have
not.
some. Yeah, but that you get that ball to hit the pin again, and you got a chance. So, 20-pin lead for Scott Gilmore after 3. Jeff Snuffer just needs to make another shot like he just did to try to keep the heat on Scott here. Scott Gilmore hasn't seemed to be phased all day, though.
Right. Good shot. Well,
I look like a ball change.
yeah, it was. I think
Yeah.
if he threw the other ball in that spot, I think
Yeah.
it struck.
Yeah, that was ball change. Yep. I think Jeff has felt like he needed to do that. I
Mhm.
and
I don't
you can
know.
understand that. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not
I-
sure either. But you definitely, if you don't, once, like you said, once it's in your head
Mhm.
and you're thinking that, you got to do it.
And we're not out there bowling.
No,
too, just,
exactly.
you
So
know,
what do we? Yeah, right, exactly.
we're not feeling and
No.
seeing the same things he
No.
is.
Well, here's a chance for Scott Gilmore to give him some more room in this job to win the Senior Masters.
Got it in.
Oh, lays the
high
6-pin back.
flush.
Yeah, lays the 6-pin back. He'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Shakes his head, but you need to be shaking your head up and down on those.
Thank you. That's what he should
Yeah.
say.
All right, he's got a strike up, working in the 5th. Fifth frame, working on a strike. Oh,
We
it's
got
to
it
the
out.
left.
Is it going to come back?
Oh, it did.
Oh.
What a great shot. Once again, there's that force
He
slapping that
has
7.
some room.
Well, but the thing is, it's down the lane
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
still his angle is good. It's just the room he has is down the lane
Yeah.
because he's delaying it that far down there. So, yeah, that was a great reaction. So he's bumped his lead to 43 after 5. This is the kind when you're up by 53. This is where your opponent needs help, and you don't want
Yeah.
to give it to him.
Nope.
So,
Like
you have to perform as well. Jeff
Mhm.
needs to throw some strikes.
Like you can get comfortable, but not
Yeah.
too comfortable.
And Jeff Snuffer needs to start striking a few here.
Went back to the other ball,
Yeah.
but he missed right.
And see, that's the kind of shot when you get a little right. That's what he was looking for. He
Mhm.
was trying to find something that's going to roll a little sooner. It's just he happened to start it a little more direct. I think that caught him. But there's still time. But it's each frame is making it less and less of an opportunity. So you want to make sure you fill this one and move to the next one and start a string.
Oh, he missed it. I mean, he's just, that's 3 spares.
I think you get to the point where mentally it becomes you just
he just feels like he's done.
yeah. That's
He's
your
checking
confidence
out.
goes down. The confidence goes
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
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 Is he waiting on a ball?
It
There
must
it
be.
comes.
Yeah. This is a 6 frame. Now it's starting the second half of the game, so you've got to figure all or nothing here.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot.
There
that's
he
the
goes.
one.
That's what he wanted to do.
See, those are great shots. It's just, his room for error is so slight that I
Mhm.
think you get to the point where you feel like you're so locked into you just feel like you're in a box. You know,
Yeah.
you can't get out of that box. But he's made so many of those shots today. That's why he's here. And he's overcome a couple of the bad ones. But Jeff Snuffer has bowled a great tournament today.
He
He's
has.
not done. He's not
Oh, no,
done.
it's
But he
not
has
over
thrown
yet.
some great shots today.
Better hurry. Oh, God, he just threw
Plenty
the
of
pins around.
power. Plenty of power. Yep. Great shot. 3 in a row for Scott Gilmore.
Telling himself to relax a little bit.
Yeah, he's perfect on this game, except for this lane when he left that solid 7. So this has been a good lane for him. He just missed the 7, but he's made great shots today so far. He's got the mental game. He's prepared. He's not overreacting to his emotions. He's just doing what he's done all day.
Oh,
Pretty shot.
yeah, he's in
Pretty
control.
shot. Yep.
He told himself to calm down. I wondered if he felt a little bit amped up on that shot on lane 8.
Might have overhit. Yeah, very possible.
And Jeff needs to.
So Jeff Snuffer can strike out for 202.
Yeah.
Scott's in the 220s as we speak. So I think Jeff needs everyone he can get here. Oh, that's right.
Oh, he did it again. Yeah, and that didn't.
Yeah, those are the ones where you know what you need to do, but when you get to the bottom of your swing, you just think you've got, that's where you feel just so constricted and not able to just make clean shots because there's so little room for error.
Yeah, and I think it didn't score it. So he needs score correction. Oh, they got it. Jeff's over here. You got to wonder if he's just not throwing the ball well. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think you get the point where you have to be so perfect that you start
Timing
really.
and-
Yeah, I mean, it's all at the bottom of the swing, whether you're loose through there or you're trying to force it through there, and obviously when you force it, it makes it look worse than it is.
right.
And
then
it's a very demanding condition. There's no ifs and buts about it. But
Right.
Jeff's been able to make so many good shots all day.
And was the ball? Well, he only changed balls on that.
Yeah, he tried
Almost right.
something. He figured now was the time, and if he just got it in, it was the wrong place, wrong time. It's just a matter. Like then he comes back and makes a decent shot like that.
Okay,
So, it's really just dependent on how he gets it through the front part of the lane, and sometimes you're trying to make it happen instead of letting it happen, and it's definitely a demanding condition for sure. But hey.
He's got to be disappointed.
He's going to be second. He's going to be second in this whole field of 116, and he made a lot of good shots, except for one person,
Right.
and that's Scott Gilmore, who's made one bad shot, and that was on a spare. See, there, that ball started to roll up, but then it didn't finish. But it's right in there somewhere, and he's playing the right part of the lane probably, but it's just not. It's not easy by any means. And Scott Gilmore continues to do what he's done. I mean, he continues to make the adjustments he's been able to make, hits the pocket, and that's something that you don't see very often, that a tournament leader can run it be at the top all the way through it.
Well, in this format.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're seeing a rarity in any kind of bowling event that someone's able to stay at the top all the way through. This one, there's round after round after round, and
When you go through the double elimination.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Good shot. Look.
Oh, he'll take that.
A little bit softer.
Scott shooting in the 220s through the 8th frame. Scott has already wrapped it up. Makes a spare.
2 frames left, and he's going to be our champion.
He's already got enough. Yeah, he's smiling now. He knows it. He can relax a little bit now.
Well, you're going to go down and interview him. Ask how many times he finished second in the regular Masters. think 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's never won. He's finally going to get
Yeah,
one
see,
under
all
his
we talk
belt.
about today, though, is the one you win. That's the one.
I'll give him a hard
I'll
time
leave
on the
that for
ride
you.
home.
I'll leave that for you. Yeah, yeah. See, now the only thing left was to pick up the 710, so maybe I thought he was trying to do that. But
Watching the other bowlers too, it's like he's one of the very few that's had like that kind of pin reaction, just throwing pins all over the place.
He's made nothing
He's
but
done it
good
all
shots
day.
all day. He's made the adjustments. Even the game that was the tough one that he had, the really tough one we watched over here at Olympics against Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And he struggled early, and he needed a double, and he come through and made a double on a pair that he wasn't comfortable with, and made great shots.
It's all about maintaining composure
Oh, yeah.
during the tough times.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good feeling sitting on the bench there, knowing that you wrapped it up a frame or two ago.
That's the way you want to do it. Do it
Yeah.
early. You don't want to have to be stressed out in the
No.
10th frame.
No, he's had enough of those earlier matches that he's doing that probably.
When he tried to move in, I wondered if he would have anything if he tried to do something like that.
I think early on we saw a couple guys try that, but I don't think enough of them went in to do that to make it work, by the end of the day.
Well, you have a longer pattern, too.
Yeah. The outside had reward, but it had a lot of risk with it.
Oh, gosh, yes. As we've seen.
Yeah. Now, Jeff's a player that has a great game, has a lot of power, and I would expect to see him being able to be in competition with the seniors at any time he wants, even with the younger players.
Sure.
He would have opportunity because he has that good of a game. So, he's had a good run this weekend.
Yeah, in the end, nothing to be disappointed about.
No. The only I can say, the only a great shot there.
Yeah.
Another good shot. And like I said, it just you have to put those shots together, and the shots that you haven't been getting, and those were just so. They were just the gutters. You can't do much about that.
No, right.
The other thing, the spares. That's the only thing I would say is try to figure a way to be more comfortable at spares, and
yeah, he missed a few easy ones,
and maybe this is just
match,
an anomaly that this time I don't haven't seen Jeff bowl before, so. His physical game is obviously very good, and his mental game, you don't get this far without having a solid game. So I would expect to see him many more times.
Yeah, mentally and physically, he's outside of a few shots.
And see, that tells me something about the person right there, about Jeff.
He's still trying.
He's still trying. And he wants to know, was it there? And he wants to figure. No, I find that very impressive, and that tells you a lot about the player. Victory lap. Leaving only the 6, still shooting in the 220s. But like I said, this game was over in the 7th.
It was, yeah.
Officially over in the 7th.
No, they both bowled great.
Yeah. No, it was a great event.
I know them. 2 of them know each other very well. I know, Jeff used to come bowl the Lafayette Open every year, and the crowd here gives both of them a good applause. Thought he was going to miss it.
I thought he maybe didn't want to throw an extra shot. This is the one he can run out now. He can run this one out.
Yeah.
And here comes the final shot of the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters. Your champion,
Scott Gilmore.
Gilmore, the Trip 6. What a great event. Great job.
Yes. Scott Gilmore, your 2022 Senior Masters champion. We're going to be back here in just a little bit, and Michael got on the approach and interview Scott, and we'll have the trophy and check presentation. And Scott's taking me out to dinner. We'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back to the Indiana Senior Masters. I'm still in shock. Scott Gilmore is your champion. Let's go down to the approach right now for the check presentation and post-game interview with Mike Albee.
Welcome back to the 2022 Indiana State Senior Masters Finals, and we're here with our champion for this year, Mr. Scott Gilmore. I know Scott's used to holding the microphone and talking a lot to us, but before we start, I know I'd rather have you have the trophy and the check first, and then we can ask some good questions. But what a great job Scott put together today. Nothing but great shots all day, well deserved. Bill, you got some great things to give Scott.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. On behalf of the Indiana State Bowling Association, it's my honor to present you with your check
Can't go without
and your eagle.
that. Thanks, Bill. I
Congratulations,
appreciate it. Thanks for all your
Thank you.
help and hard work in running this event.
Let me grab this so we don't drop anything and break it like they did on TV that time.
Man, thanks for everything. I appreciate your staff, Jeff Circle, for running the event. And I want to thank Mark Hunt and Mr. Hindel for hosting the tournament this year. It's an honor to come out here and be able to participate in my first Senior Masters. And to come away with a win, pretty sweet.
Scott, great job. And, you know, we watched and we talked all day about how comfortable you looked out there and the great shots. But you also had a match where you not that you struggled, but there's a little bit of difference out there for you. But you made the moves, you made the change. What'd you do?
Well, you know, in the winner's final bracket match, the left lane was a little tighter down lane for me, and I made a ball change to see if that would work, and I just kind of got in and out. So I went back to what I threw all day, all weekend, which was the one remix from Ebonite, and I said, okay, I'm just going to go back left and throw a little firmer, and I was lucky to get out of that match from Jeff, and you know, actually was a lot more calm in the title match than I was in that previous. So that really helped me get acclimated to the pair pretty quickly.
Well, Scott, I think you've lived a dream that most of us can only dream about sometimes in these tournaments, because you led the field at 91 over, 116 bowlers at 91 over, and you did nothing but lead all day today and showed that. Did you come in today thinking that, or did you come in just trying to take it, you know, one game at a time?
Well, you know, you never want to get, you know, put the cart before the horse, they say. So I did try to play one match at a time, but I knew if I came in and could calm my nerves a little bit, I felt like make your spares and shoot 220 or so, I was going to be tough to beat. I was fortunate that the game I didn't shoot 200, I escaped, but it was just, you know, the old cliche, as I told you earlier, Mike, it's just one shot at a time, and that's all you can do. You can't look at the scoreboard and worry about what you need or what you have to do. It's just execute each shot at a time.
Well, congratulations on just a great event, and so we know you'll be back to defend next year. How about the Kids Masters?
I don't know about that. You know, I've made a good run there. I finished second 3 times, so it's really sweet to get my first Senior Masters. It's not as, you know, you obviously want to bowl well against the young kids, but I don't know what I'll do. I might sit and watch and hang out with you in the booth. I enjoy that a lot, and you know, I want to thank the state for allowing us to broadcast these events and to be able to bowl in front of one and win it. It's pretty sweet to talk to you on the other side.
Well, congratulations on just a great event from start to finish. Well deserved, and we look forward to seeing your next title. But once again, thank you from here at Hindel Bowl, Jerry Hindel, Mark Hunt, the Indiana USBC, for allowing us to put these events on and doing just a great job and putting Indiana bowling out there. Congratulations to Scott Gilmore, our champion for the 2022 State Senior Masters.